All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my live stream. My name is Greg, K6EGG. This is June 12th, 2021. Going to do some basic rag chew here on 144.250. It's about 6:15 here in Southern California for this particular live stream. It sounds like some guys are on right now. It sounds like Keith, WA6QXA, and Andy, AJ6BE. So let's just jump in right now and give them a call and see if they're out there.
Back, just push it again.
It says no repeaters found.
Okay, that's exactly what mine did. You have to download the repeater directory onto your little SD card. And then it's kind of cool. You push and hold it like you just did, and it'll come up and you can say repeaters near me, and it'll or whatever, go into the software downloads or what have you. And one of them says GPS and repeater or something like that. You got to download that one, and then you got to put the GPS and the repeater list in the appropriate place on the card, put it back in, upload it. It's really not that big of a deal. I watched a video and, it was pretty simple again.
Is there a video on YouTube or something?
Yeah, I watched, it's kind of long, I skipped around a little bit, but I'll find the one that I looked at, and maybe I can email you the link.
Yo.
On the right spot, or do you put it in those files where we did the firmware too?
Yeah, you have to go into kind of the same thing. You have to go into, I think it's the CSV files, and then in the CSV files, there's like a GPS file and there's a repeater file, and you got to dump each one in their own file. Right now, there's nothing there, so when you drop it in there, it fixes that.
Okay. Yeah, I might need that video.
Comment?
Go comment.
Hello, everybody. K6EGG. Nice to hear Andy out here. And you, Keith.
Hey, yeah, I was calling for you a little while ago. How you doing?
Good. Just got home from work a few minutes ago. Looking forward to enjoying the evening off. How about you guys?
Well, I'm looking forward to joining the summer off. Yesterday was my last day.
Yay! Congratulations making it through your mask 2021 school year.
Thank you. I'll let you hand it over to Andy.
Yeah, how you doing, Greg? I thought you were off for a while. Is that already come and gone?
I was off for like 4 or 5 days this week, and then 2 days next week, and I think I'm going to be off for almost a month after that.
Wow. So we're not quite there yet then.
Oh, it's definitely a lot lighter for work, and I'm gonna have a hernia surgery on the 21st. So a week and a half. Oh, actually, a week from Monday coming up.
Roger that. Hey, I just remembered. This is the Icom 705 video, but it works the exact same way.
Okay, thanks for that.
Are you guys looking to see the repeater on the call DR button? Is that what it is?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Greg, when are you going to make a YouTube video on that?
That was actually one of the first things I did when I got this memory card. I heard you guys talking about it. I tried it myself, and it seemed to have worked.
I finally got today the firmware upgrade loaded properly. I had to reload that file, which it actually created the right file, whereas the previous one was missing the proper file, even though I had like 10 different folders or whatever. But yeah, when I had the right file, I dumped it in that folder, and it worked like a charm.
Beautiful. And I think that same night when you were messing with that, actually, you know what? You were at a concert or something like that, or a recording session or something. Gabe helped me get my D-Star going. So I talked to him in D-Star for a little bit through his through his repeater, and I was on another repeater through the same reflector.
Yeah, Gabe is a man. He helped me with my 7100, where I was sending him the file, and he like tweaked it, did his magic, sent it back to me. I dump it in on my SD card on my 7100, and it looks like a charm, the D-Star stuff.
Andy, where you been? You had some people in town or something, right?
Yeah, I was entertaining pretty much all week till Friday or Thursday night, basically.
Yeah, it's been a little quiet out here. This week, I know people are only on from like 7 o'clock till like 9 o'clock, and then the rest of the time it was a little dead. I was off for like 4 or 5 days this week too. I was a little bit bummed.
I kept calling for you during the day on 5-2, but I mean, it was probably once or twice a day, you know, on the way to work or on the way back or whatever. It was various different times of the day.
I went on 5-2. I talked to a couple people. I actually turned I have the stream on right now. I turned the stream on like 2 o'clock in the afternoon one day and just let it just go all day, and made a couple contacts on 5-2. And I think there was somebody new that was out. Oh, you know, it was Ron. I was able to talk to Ron finally for the first time.
Yeah, I heard Ron the other day. Well, a couple times I've heard him. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. He's not always consistent for me.
I think Fred's over there right now. They're putting in and watering their grounds or whatever.
I thought he was going to go over there tomorrow or Monday. He went there today.
I should say, I thought he said he was going to go this weekend, so I thought it was today. Sorry, my bad.
I spoke to him, it was probably about 1 o'clock-ish or 2 o'clock-ish, so I don't think it's today.
You talked to Fred or you talked to Ron?
I'm leaving the house at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm going over tomorrow, worked all day, putting ground rods, and then we're going to put a radio system in there. So we're going to make them loud and proud.
Man, take some water and be careful. It's going to be hot, man.
I got the whole car filled up. I got one of those kids swimming pools. I put that in those little ones, and I put that in the back of my Cadillac. Put all the seats down, fill it full of water.
Yeah, you're going to need it.
I hope nobody hits the brakes in front of me.
Yeah, you're not buoyant on land like you would be in the ocean.
Is the contest still going on or no?
I'd say, yeah, I just made contact with somebody. Well, I was helping give some points just about 10 minutes ago.
So it's going to go on, 24 hours till tomorrow noon?
That's what I heard.
Till tomorrow.
Okay. I'm busy. I'm in and out. 10-6 left.
Yeah, Greg, that day you had your live stream on from 2 o'clock on or whatever. I was on there by myself for a little while, just doing mic check after mic check after mic check, and then listening to it.
Excellent. That's why I left it on, at least for the people that know. Did you drop your power or something right now?
Drop it?
Yeah, just that last transmission seemed lower.
Huh, I'm at 87%. I'll crank it up to what I can. My gain at 82.
Oh, you just turned into a chipmunk.
Turned into a chipmunk.
Yep.
Bumped your VFO.
Hey, can you hear me now?
We can hear you, just sound off frequency.
Oh, I'm off frequency?
Yep.
I must have bumped something. Is that better? I need somebody to talk so I can tune you guys in.
Oh, that's perfect right there. Yeah. Right when you said you're going to bump up the power, you turned into like the high pitched like chipmunk voice or whatever when you're off frequency.
Okay, that's what you meant by that. If I'm perfect, that's awesome because I'm at 144.25000.
Yeah, I'm perfect too.
Yeah, Thursday night, I had a recording session, so I didn't get on Thursday night. I was on last night, though.
Was it busy last night? I was hoping I would get off early. I ended up not getting home till after midnight.
Wow. That's what time I got home on Thursday night from the session. No, not really. Pretty slow.
So on Thursday, I figured out finally when I was getting a buzz problem when I plugged my mixer in to my radio to have my microphone pass through all my audio equipment and processing, external audio equipment and processing. But then I was getting a bunch of RFI in it, so I had to unplug it again and plug it the way I have it in right now through a splitter. So I need to get some more chokes and fix that problem.
So, man, you got all sorts of equipment besides that nice microphone.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about using all the external processing because these newer radios like this 9700 has so much built-in stuff into it already, including a compressor that's dialed in for the radio. I don't know. I don't think I really see the point in plugging all this stuff in, to be honest with you. I can understand like an older school radio, you want to get that AM sound, but judging from you guys, like you sending my signal report back to me through your, recording on your cell phone, I sound exactly the way I think I would like to sound.
You sound like you're on FM for me. How about you, Andy?
It sounds good to me, yeah.
Yeah, why mess with a good thing? So I think I'm just going to stick with what I have going on right now.
I think for me, I'm going to, either just continue to use this mic or try getting that adapter for the other mic and leave it at that instead of making a huge investment in mic and all that kind of stuff.
You have that 58 there. You just need the adapter, right?
Yeah, doggone it. I went to HRO today, and I didn't check to see if they had that in stock. I always forget something.
Were you over there today? Seriously? I must have missed you. I went over there probably about... I left in that... I was not actually there, but I left that area right around 10:30.
I got there right when they opened, and I was in and out in probably 20 minutes. They had a back order of mine, and so I picked it up, and then I got a couple in connectors so I could do 440 on this radio. I'm trying to remember our conversation. You're not a big fan of AKG, is that correct?
Not for what I use it for. I'm sure they're good microphones, but for my use for them, you get close to them, and they get a little distorted to me.
Off the AB, I brought one from work. I had yesterday was like my last day, but I found this out over there. It's a D790. I'll have to compare that with the SM58 and see what sounds better. You familiar with that one?
I am not, no.
It looks kind of like an SM58, kind of that style.
Is it a condenser?
Don't know. I should look it up and see what it is. I've had it for a long time. Vocal mic, though,
I think I've discussed this with you, a TLM 103, which personally I think that sounds better going into my mixer. But this mic, the RE20 Electro Voice that I'm pounding on right there, I think it sounds better on the radio. I've gotten better reports off of it. I went back and forth. So it depends. So saying something's a better microphone to me is kind of like a loaded question. Is it a better microphone for you for what you're using versus what you need it for? And spending the money on a ton of money on a microphone for something that is good in one thing and not good in another, I don't know. It just doesn't seem, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I was really bummed. I thought that TLM 103 was going to sound really good, but on the radio that is. But it just had a lot of background noise. When I got on it, like I am right now with this mic, it got a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Not distorted, but just the proximity effect of like overloading, I guess you can say. It didn't sound distorted. It just sounded like too much of signal.
One second, I got to bow for a couple of minutes. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to have to hit the little ham radio room real quick. So, Andy, if you're still out there, and Keith, I'll be back in about 2 minutes. K6EGG.
Yep, AJ6B. I'm just going through pictures from graduation on the computer here, so I'll be around.
And real quick, anybody in the chat right now, feel free to jump in and say hi if you're local, or hit that subscribe button down at the bottom right. Most importantly, jump in and say hi on the chat too. I'd love to know who's in there sandbagging. If you are local and don't have a way to talk on the radio, that would be great. And if you're out of town watching, that'll be great too. At least I know who's out there, and if you have any questions, I know I've gotten a couple emails on different stuff. Even though what cushion I'm actually sitting on right here, it helps with my hip. I have something's going on with my right hip right now. But anyways, I'll be right back. This is Greg, K6EGG. Looks like I forgot and left my camera on, so you guys are sitting at me staring at my computer there. I apologize. This is Greg, K6EGG.
K6EGG is back.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I had just got an email from the drummer that owns the studio that we recorded in. He sends me a picture of my freaking credit card.
What do you mean?
Evidently, it fell out of my pocket or something when I was recording Thursday. Good thing he's a bro, you know. Otherwise, I'd be hurting right now.
Man, I could have used a new radio.
Well, that's what he said. What did he say? He says, I've been on an epic Amazon spree.
And the credit card wouldn't even realize the ham radio outlet purchase because it goes there a lot.
Exactly. It's just like blowing off. I go, there's another one. Yeah, crazy. So I'll go back to the studio tomorrow and pick it up, and hopefully the mix down of what we recorded, he's going to give me, you know, some stuff to listen to. You like jazz at all, Greg?
Not really.
All right, well, I'll make sure I won't send you any.
I apologize. I like 80s music, and I know this sounds weird, but the spa music when I'm driving is very soothing.
Spa music?
Yeah, there's like a spa channel on Sirius, and I have one on my Pandora as well.
Don't listen to that when you're driving on at midnight. It'll put you to sleep.
Actually, that's what I kind of want because I'm usually amped up when I get off of work. I got to have my brain activated when I'm at work, so I won't be falling asleep. So I'm just kind of winding me down, which is good.
That's surprising because you put in long hours. I think by the time you're in the car and you have to drive, you'd be like plenty tired.
I am directly the opposite. Before I got married and started living with my wife, usually if I got home, you know, whatever, midnight, I would stay up to like 2 or 3 in the morning.
I used to work those hours because I used to play in, you know, bars and bands and stuff that had, you know, that kind of hours. But not anymore, man. If I make it to 10:30, that's a rare occurrence these days.
Something I've...
I'm going to grab another drink back in a sec, AJ6B.
Sorry, I thought my stream died, but it didn't. I learned about jet lag and stuff is it's all relative to how much time of sleep you get. At least for me, if I get like 5-6 hours of sleep, no matter what time I go to bed, it doesn't, you know, I'm not bugged by it. One of the things that I had a trouble with when I used to go to the East Coast a lot was like, oh, I gotta be at work at 6 a.m. I gotta be at work at 6 a.m. East Coast. That's like 3 a.m. California. That means I have to wake up at like 5 a.m. California. Well, I just blocked out of my head and try to fall asleep at 10 o'clock East Coast time, not thinking of what time it is, and trying to get like 5 hours of sleep. And that seemed to do the trick. So I don't really, if like I have to wake up early one day or wake up late, stay up late one day, it doesn't really bother me too much, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you start thinking about it too much, you start psyching yourself out, right?
Oh, yeah, like me and my wife were down in Australia. It was like, she was going, oh, well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning at home right now, and we're just getting ready to go to dinner. It's like, you can't, just live in the moment. So if you go to bed a little bit later than normal, just kind of, if you can, just make it up on the back end a little bit and slowly move it back, and it shouldn't affect you too much. At least that's what I've learned.
My normal wake-up time seems like between 5 and 5:30 in the morning.
I'm like 5:45, and then I just kind of either lay in bed and just look at email or troll on Twitter until I decide to get up, or if I can go back to sleep, because usually my wife gets up, or the cats are crying, or my daughter wants to get up, so I end up getting up. But for the most part, I'm getting 5 hours of sleep a night.
I'm between a 5 and a 6 hour type of person, it seems like. So my routine when I was working was I'd wake up and I'd watch what's it called, Squawk on the Street or whatever that is, while I'm sipping on some tea, trying to just get the cobwebs out and everything. Then after about a half hour or whatever, I get my shower and everything and take off.
I forgot, we needed to talk about stocks one of these days. I know you mentioned in the past that that's if you want to talk about it on here, that you did or do, or you follow the trading stuff a little bit.
Oh, I love Kramer. I'm not an expert, but yeah, I play.
I've done really good, and last year I did not do very good. I did at the very beginning when the pandemic hit, I did very good, and I tried to repeat what I did, and it did not work out very well.
My biggest problem is I'm not very good at selling after I've made profit. Like, sell the stuff, man, make profit, and you can always buy back into it on a dip or something like that, but I'm not very good at that one. That's something I got to get better at.
My buddy Kerry from work is like that. He's a good investor. He's a very good investor. He's not a trader. He's done very well. Relatively speaking. And he is afraid of selling. I like to buy and sell too much. I just need to get in my head, which I'm going to try next year, is just to buy a bunch of stuff and just let it sit and let it put some water on it, let it grow.
Yeah, it's kind of that way. I try to find just high-quality companies that if something happens long-term, it's going to be fine, so don't worry about it, you know what I mean? But I'm 100%, 95% stock. I have, I think, one mutual fund of some sort that I've had forever that's actually done quite well, so I just keep it in there.
So I've been collecting my recycle stuff, like mainly plastic bottles and cans at work, and doing it at home as well. So I decided not to just cash the money in and do something with it. So I bought a REIT, real estate investment stock called Starwood Property Trust, STWD. And I'm not telling you to buy it by any means. I'm just saying what I did. I bought it 6 or 7 years ago, and been $50 here, $20 there, over the course of the year, maybe $100 a year, tops, in just recycle stuff that I grab from work or around the house. That thing's up over $2,000 now. It has a 7.17% dividend yield that pays quarterly. It's just the money has already tripled that I put into it originally.
And that's awesome dividend, that's for sure.
REITs do really well when inflation takes off, so hang in there.
I got another one for you. Just symbol O. Real estate, Realty Income. They own a bunch of Circle K, 7-Elevens, Home Depots, Lowe's, AMC theaters. I think they own some Burger Kings. Don't quote me on that. But I know they do some fast food. I've owned some of that for probably 11 years, and I wish I would have put the farm on it. It pays a monthly dividend like 23 or 24 cents. Basically, it's like owning a house without dealing with the renters.
I have some of that.
That is a solid, underrated stock. It is, even during the 2007 through 2010 financial crisis, that thing it only dropped like 15%. And if you held and just reinvested the dividends, it worked in your favor.
So is that, they own the properties? I mean, they don't own the Home Depots, right? But they own the properties and they lease them to the companies?
They own the property and the building.
Okay, cool. Is it OH or just O?
Just the letter O. Letter O only.
I'll have to look into that one.
And I sold a bunch of it right before the pandemic because I saw it dropping and I got scared. And my thought was at the beginning of April of last year was, you know what? I'm just going to buy whatever, 1,000 shares of it, 2,000 shares, whatever I had at the time, and just let it sit. And if I would have done that, I would have doubled my money plus made an additional 7% or whatever. I think that yield is like 2.5%, 3%. But at the $40 range, it was close to 13%. So that was a bad mistake on my part.
My portfolio is pretty tech heavy right now. I need to balance it out. Part of the problem is I think I'm 50% Apple.
That's not a bad play, dude.
It's done quite well for me, so that's when you just buy and hold.
I'll have to tell you offline, at least not on. I'll tell you in person my AOL story. You'll get a kick out of that.
Maybe not 50%, but it's a big portion of my portfolio. Not that I have a huge portfolio, don't get me wrong.
How many billion are we talking about?
It's a small IRA.
We got Bezos right here.
I got an Amazon grocery store literally a mile away now that opened up just, I don't know, 3-4 months ago. Dave helped open that up. My neighbor Dave.
Is that the soon-to-be ham radio operator, Dave?
No, the one that's already the ham operator, Dave. He's the retired cop.
Oh, yeah. He had a surgery, I think, yesterday, I think, right?
Late this week, was it Thursday, Friday, something like that. Actually spoke to him yesterday, and he said he was doing pretty good. I think it was yesterday. So he had it like maybe midweek or something like that.
I'm trying to think of what night he was on. I think it was Wednesday night, and then he was going to go in like the next morning.
Okay, so probably I spoke to him. I know I didn't speak Thursday because I was doing a recording session till midnight. So it must have been yesterday, and I spoke to him. He said I was actually doing quite well under the circumstance. I'm surprised. I said, oh, good to hear.
I am so not looking forward to my thing I have to do. Surgery, that is.
Heal quickly and everything will be like normal for you.
I'm trying to remain optimistic, but man, that last time I had that hernia surgery, I woke up after the first night. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever been in that much pain before in my entire life.
Did he give you some killer painkillers or anything?
Yeah, the problem is it kind of stuffs you up downstairs. So I ate a big meal, which I shouldn't have, the night after my surgery, and it digested and was sitting in that area, and it just was just a So if I would have taken another couple those painkillers, I would have been in a circle of not feeling good. So that's why I ended up not feeling good anyways.
Sounds like you need to be like on a soup and liquid diet for a couple days until things settle down, huh?
That's exactly what I have planned on doing. I got some protein drinks, a bunch of carrots, some granola bars, a lot of water. I got a plan for my pain management the doctor gave me with a little schedule I'm supposed to take stuff, which I didn't last time. I was living by myself and in my 30s. So hopefully that will be a little bit better outcome, but I'm just not looking forward to it. That drive there and, sitting in the gurney thing, whatever, waiting to get put out is I don't like that feeling.
Maybe some good type of breakfast cereal that will help you stay regular too. Now, was it this past week or the week before you were down there in Costa Mesa?
I was down there last month. I was right by John Wayne Airport last Monday.
Kind of too bad we couldn't lined up for lunch before you went to there. I don't know if it worked out for either one of us, but it's too bad.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention that, but I kind of wanted to get there early and take care of stuff because that was my meeting with my surgeon that day, and I was a little, I don't know, tense. So I don't know if that would have been good company at that point.
Yeah, I talked to Tony. I said, Tony, let's take your plane over to Flo's and have breakfast with Greg sometime. He goes, that's a great idea.
That sounds like a great idea.
Game, it sounds like. So I'm game if he's game. He says, only problem, Keith, you're tall. It's a small plane.
And now we can do it he doesn't work. We can do it during the week.
As long as he has a way, he takes care of his kids. That's because his wife works. So that's the only issue he might have.
Man, that's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? But I want to go up one of these days with him.
Okay, fine, Tony. You're not available. I'll have Denny do it.
Were you on the night that I was talking to Denny? We have a mutual friend.
I think so. What was the mutual friend, like East Coast or something?
He's a 737 pilot over in Dallas.
That's right. I was listening. You guys knew each other. The same guy, exactly. The pilot dude. Did you get your cold one already?
What's up?
Did you get your cold one already?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. All right, just checking you got back.
Yep, was just enjoying the combo.
Yeah, there was Greg, I don't know if you heard this, but our next door neighbor, the daughter had her 6-year-old birthday today, and we were invited. And so they had like a catered Mexican meal. So I'm fat and sassy right now.
You're going to be passing out here shortly.
Just got back like 6 o'clock from it, so probably so.
What do they have, like a taco truck or a taco guy, dude, chick, whatever?
They didn't have the actual taco truck, but it was catered where they were like making the homemade tortillas and stuff like that. And so they had carne asada and chicken and pork tacos and all the other fixings and stuff like that. It was pretty good. And some cold ones on ice, so it worked out pretty well.
I'm liking that right now. I wish I could have some of that. I got to kind of get up early. I don't like eating too heavy before I have to go to sleep. I have enough trouble sleeping at the time of when I need to go to bed. So, but that sounds really good. I might do something tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night. We'll see.
Did you say you have to go to work? Is that why you have to get up early tomorrow?
Yeah, they keep on doing these day games on weekends. Now, Saturday and Sunday are day games. So, got another day game tomorrow, 2 night games, and then a day game on Wednesday.
Those day games are typically, 1 o'clock games?
Thought I heard somebody else in there. If they're on the West Coast, they're at 1 o'clock. If they're on the East Coast, they're 10 a.m. Pacific time games, 1 a.m. for East Coast.
Okay. I talked to Don and Ward. There's a slight chance next Saturday we might go carpool together to that swap meet.
Excellent. I would love to go, and unfortunately I have to go to work.
Bummer.
I'm not working during it, but I got to kind of get ready to get some stuff done around the house because I'm going to be down for a week or two, and that's the last morning I have to do it.
So one thing, you've gotten to those things back when they were open. Is this one that's used to be open, or is this a brand new one?
This is one that has been open, I believe. I have not been to it. I've been to the TRW one. Oh my gosh, it was many, many years ago. It turned into people like selling all kinds of stuff, like bringing in refrigerators and stuff. It just was, it wasn't all ham radio gear, so it got kind of annoying. I went there like 2 or 3 times, and that's what a couple people commented on, how it's a mixture of different stuff. I think the one in Claremont and the one that there used to be one in Chino Hills as well that was really good if you got there early. Some people just show up in their cars with a bunch of stuff in their trunk, and you just sit there and network with people and chat. Sometimes it's just trading. Some people don't have money and just want to trade, and so it works out perfect. And usually the people are really nice, so that actually kind of helps out a lot. And you normally don't get burned in the ham radio world.
I heard there used to be one in Upland too. Have you heard of that?
I have not.
See, the thing is with this thing, I mean, it'd be my first one going. It's like, I don't want to carry a lot of cash around with me, but at the same time, I want to buy something. I want to be able to buy it. So I'm like, how do you do that?
Pull it out, take it with you, put it back if you don't use it.
I guess.
I got enough stuff to at least load up my back seat. I have a Kenwood TS2000. I have an amplifier that's sitting in there that's not doing anything. Probably some cable if people are interested into it. I don't want to throw it away. Some LMR 400. I have that MSJ thing that I could never get to work right.
That rig thing, whatever it was called?
That rig pie, yeah. I couldn't figure it out.
That really surprises me.
And I got the D-Star going in like 2 minutes with the help of Gabe. There's too many different factors with this rig pie thing. There's two different servers. You got to have a control server and an audio IP server. Then you got to get into it. You got to like have a port forwarding just to talk to the thing. It's really complex. And the other thing is it doesn't go to my memories. The WFM software doesn't either, but it's not a full functioning like radio rig.
That was like the real attraction of this 9700. You guys are all getting this computer thing going down where you can be remote and stuff like that. That was really, that really attracted me. So I got to get that up and running now that I got my computer back, my laptop PC, and I got the radio. That's a goal this summer to get that up and running.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors in getting that thing working outside your home network, is making sure your router is properly what's the word I'm looking for? Set up right for port forwarding. And even it's not just the port forwarding, you got to have the right UDP settings, I think it's called. I can't remember exactly what they're called. UNP, something like that. Because they do different things. So there's like 3 different ports you have to open up to make sure the radio has communication, audio pass through, and then to locate it.
Well, you got it down. I think Andy has it down. Ward has it down. Don has it down. Don and Ward sound pretty good on it. Like sometimes I can't tell. Are you on your computer or are you on your radio?
Speaking of which, now at work I have a little place, a little cubby hole that's inside that I have internet, it's air conditioned, and it's quiet. So I'm going to, on Tuesday, I believe, I'm going to try to do a full-on conversation and see if you guys notice that I'm outside my house.
What do you mean at work? You're at a different place all the time.
I'm going to be at Anaheim in that same location pretty much the rest of the summer.
Oh, you got your little office space. Good.
Yep, it's great. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, anybody watching, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down on the bottom right. Enjoy the conversation. I try to do this about 3 days a week, depending on my personal schedule for work or any other thing.
I had some noise like earlier this afternoon.
It's perfectly clean here for me.
Yeah, it's really good here right now, but man, a little over an hour ago it was bad.
It's going to be really hot and really dry coming up, so I hope this doesn't screw the band up.
I'm sure it will.
Got to do the rain dance.
Hey, what amp did you say you had, by the way?
Me?
Yeah, the one you're not using anymore?
Mirage B1016.
What do you want for that?
I don't know, $100?
I'll take it. I'm thinking pretty seriously about getting a 705 for the truck, and that would be a perfect one to hook up to it.
That's a killer deal.
Are you watching a YouTube stream?
Yep.
Stand by.
So swap me, you can sell on the air.
Well, actually, that's no joke. I need some LMR 400 too. If your LMR 400 is Ultraflex.
That's a killer deal, Andy.
It'll be perfect for the car, man.
I just bought one similar to his. Well, it's been like 3 or 4 months, and I paid $150, and I thought I got a deal. I think mine's one generation newer than his, but still old.
As long as it works, right? I mean, just needs to get the power out.
Yeah. Well, the one that I got off Fred, this thing's probably 30 to 40 years old. It's the best one I have. I have 3 of them.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll work perfectly for me.
Had that nice wood grain look, you know?
Does it have a jack where you can have like a remote switch for it, do you know? Or do I need to open it up to do that?
I think you need to wait from the radio for a minute.
I don't know if you saw it there.
I did. Oh, you had your, I was thinking you had speaker on. We were totally talking to you as you were walking around there. Do you know, does it have a remote port for a remote on-off switch?
I think that's what that, I'm going to point on my finger here, wherever it is. There it is. I think it has a port here where the RCA connector is at.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Consider that one sold. Now let's talk about your 400. Is it Ultraflex?
I don't know, and I can't remember how much of it I have, but I know I have some coils of it. Not that much, not too much. But if you want to do jumpers, I don't know what your plan is for it.
Well, I installed that remote antenna switch, and I need to get jumpers from the antenna switch to my beams, and the runs are like, I'm guessing a little bit here, but probably like 12 to 15 feet.
I think that might be perfect for you. I don't know if it's Ultraflex though.
Yeah, if it's not Ultraflex, it won't work. But if it is, maybe I'll take that off your hands too when I see you.
Let me go look. I have that downstairs in my shed, so I'll be back in just a few minutes. K6EGG.
It's going to be hot out there.
It's hot in my office right now.
Yeah, it's hot in mine too, for that matter.
Hey, you got solar? Crank it up. If I got electricity for free, I'd have my house at about 70 degrees.
Yeah, me too. Does his bill get wiped out? I mean, is he pretty much broke even on it?
I don't have it. You'll have to ask him on that one.
Hey, let me ask you on the Mirage, can you run 440 through the Mirage if you shut it off?
No. The only way you can do that is with an antenna switch.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I know. Pain in the drain. Which I've done now. I've done that in my shack, so I can do it now, you know. And just today, when I was at, maybe I already said this, so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but just today I got some in connectors so I could actually talk 440 on the 9700, which was, I got to test it out with Alex today, and it worked really well.
Oh, very cool. Anyway, so what else is happening? What are you doing tomorrow? I mean, this is like the party weekend for your beginning of summer, right?
Yeah, you know, I'm going to just take a few days and kind of unwind. Today's been kind of like that, and I'm just going to take a couple of days to unwind. I'm going to go to the studio tomorrow and get my credit card. Not that for sure. But otherwise, I don't really have any big plans tomorrow as far as I know.
Well, if you guys end up going to the swap meet next week, let me know. I would probably make a point to at least meet up and say hi and try and find a 7100 or something.
Yeah, okay. The only thing that's kind of a bummer, it starts at 6 to 11. So if you get there around 8 at a reasonable hour, I'm sure most of the good stuff's sold out, right?
Yeah, you got to be there at the crack of dawn, man, when everybody's unboxing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I want to go more for just the social hour aspect of it or what, you know, because I really don't need anything. I really shouldn't get anything.
Yeah, but there's always something. Actually, that might be a good place to get some coax if Greg doesn't have enough. I need about 3 runs of it.
Who else has coax? You know who else has coax that he would probably turn cheap is Ward.
Is it 400?
Yeah, because he upgraded to 600, so he's got some 400. I think he's got some long runs, so maybe you could cut it to your size that you need. I don't know if it's the flex, though. I wouldn't know that question or that answer.
I'll have to talk to him. Yeah, I bought a bunch of 400 crimp plugs or whatever so I can make up. I was going to cut mine down, but I ended up using it, so I need to buy some more. And I was at Orvac, but Orvac only has the solid core. They don't have the Ultraflex, so I figured, well, I'll just wait it out. I was going to order some online, you know, through Amazon or something, but this might be the perfect scenario. Gets rid of stuff from his storage shed and helps me get my stuff done.
Yeah, if Greg doesn't have what you need, talk to Ward, see if he does. I know he has some. And same thing, it's in his shed.
You know, it's pretty quiet for the whatever the event was today. I didn't hear people calling all over the place. A little bit on 200, but really not much.
Oh, 200 sideband?
Yeah, 144, 200. I heard some people down there, and I think I heard a couple on 5.2. I heard them more on 5.50 than anything else, but there really wasn't much.
Yeah, I gave a few people some points on 5.2 and 5.50. It's funny, like Fred was talking to Ward, and I was hanging out too.
If you guys watching the stream, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you can. Thank you. K6EGG Greg.
And see what you can do. So we all 3 went down there, and I don't think it really got anybody, but he ended up leaving, and Fred and I started talking, and this guy kicked us off saying, can you guys move the frequency from the call frequency? We kind of forgot what we were doing.
That happens. I see Greg's back.
So, this This is great, K6EGG. I'm not 100% sure if it's Ultraflex. It's easy to coil, but the plastic on the outside is like hard compared to my other cable.
Huh. Do you have, does it have connectors on it, or can you see what's inside the middle of it?
I buried it again, but I can definitely see I have some of it cut up.
Okay, well, when we get together, I'll just take a look at it and see if it's something I can make work or not.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was about ready to throw it away, but never throw away cable because you can always use it for something.
There you go.
Or give it to somebody in need, right?
Yep.
That whippersnapper, Levi, he can use some like better coax, that's for sure.
The cable I have right now is in a couple different pieces. I think I probably have at least 150 feet of it, but I think my biggest piece is probably about 25 feet.
Dang. Do you have a couple runs at 15, do you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that might work out perfect. I need at least 2 to get over to the beams. And then if I have a third one, I can do a short one up to, gosh, I could probably use the hard coax that I have actually to go to the halo antenna.
When would be a good time to meet up?
You tell me what's good for you. I'm busy during the week like you, and available on the weekends unlike you.
What time would you be available in the evenings on weekdays, or is that totally out?
I'm usually 6-ish, give or take.
As of right now, I'm free Thursday, Friday.
Okay, well, let's kind of tentatively plan on that. Are you working those days and just getting off early, or what?
No, I'm completely off those days, and then after my surgery, I'll have 3 weeks off. So, I mean, we don't have to do it these 2 days, but I should be after day 4 or 5 be able to get out of my house.
Okay, well, this Thursday, Friday may work if you're going to be home, because I could probably, depending on what my schedule ends up developing as, swing by during the day even while I'm working and just kind of, if your house is between where I'm starting and where I'm going kind of a thing.
Copy that. Friday would probably be better for that, for me. My wife is actually going to Pennsylvania, so I have the whole house to myself.
Okay, well, we'll play it by ear and just let the week develop and see what happens, if that's all right.
Sounds good to me. I can give you a little shack tour as well.
Did you want to borrow that antenna and see what it's like? The, what is the brand name, Larson?
No, I'm okay. I'm not going to be driving in my car for about a month or so. So I'm going to probably hold off on anything with my mobile at this time.
Okay.
But I do appreciate it.
No problem. Let me know if you change your mind and want to try it when you get back on the road.
Is that trip to Pennsylvania business or pleasure or family?
Family. She had a death on her mother's side of her family.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I had to work only 2 of the days she's going to be gone. And then I was going to take off this weekend, but then I got scheduled for the surgery, and I was worried about not making it back in time because it's like, I think they land at like 11 p.m. on Sunday night. And I have an 8 a.m. surgery on Monday.
2 days Monday or a week from Monday?
A week from Monday. And it looks like there's a fire off the 18 in Waterman Canyon, looks like I'm seeing on the news.
That's the mountains, right?
Yep.
That's not good.
It's already starting.
Not good at all.
Well, K6EGG. What's not good is to announce the red flag warning when these crazy snow when it's a good time to do things.
Good point.
What's the last part he said? I got some noises coming through right when he said it.
You know,
And what's really crazy is the news did not announce the red flag warnings because it just alerts the crazy to go out and set the fires, over?
It is kind of a heads up, I guess, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
That noise was big.
Didn't hear me, Greg?
I do. You're right at my noise level right now.
Yep, he just said it's an alert, or it alerts the crazies to come on out.
Red flag warning. He didn't understand that. Red flag warning should not be broadcast on the news, over?
Yep, so a red flag warning when the news tells everybody, hey, red flag warning, it's going to be bad fires. That's when all the fire guys go out and say, hey, it's a good time to light it up.
Last August, I don't know how long you guys been in this area, but I don't remember seeing that much smoke and ash raining down for that long of a time and not seeing the sun for like a week. My whole entire life living in California.
I'm going to be up in Big Bear the end of July. I'm hoping there's no fires during that time. I was up there one time when it was like fire season. It wasn't really very fun. So, Alex, did you do any contesting?
No, I've been working all day, and I got sidetracked with everything I wanted to do with the
Oh, wow. So you got to do anything off that new bench you got?
I can't even get the cardboard set up. I'm looking at all the current fires in California now. Fires,
They're all over the place.
Yeah, well, why don't they learn? They're not, you think that, you don't know how many times I've written the news about this. Jackie Johnson even agreed with me, and so did one of the other girls. She went back east.
Jackie Johnson.
What do you call
She's been gone for like 3 years.
the friend on Facebook, and she agreed. That's what happened.
And also here in California, we're horrible with forest management and stuff. Is that what they call it?
Well, when we talk at the donut shop, the cops over there that come on the motorcycles and things, one of these days we'll go over there, all of us. But you know what? They have to agree, too, that these fires are being set, and they're set deliberately. Federal fire marshal across the United States that terrorists are doing this. So how crazy is that to announce the conditions of the fire? Red flag warnings is what gets them going. Stupid.
Yep, I concur.
Absolutely stupidity. You know how many times they saw firemen going out there? One captain got misty excitement, so he takes flares out here and go strong and start the fires, over.
Yeah, man, it's really scary. Even last year we got a decent amount of rain towards the end of the springtime, and man, it was bad. And then the Looney Tunes. I know the guy the fire that was at Santiago that almost wiped out the towers up there. That one was deliberately set.
Well, and they said 80% of fires are set by people. Over. And a phenomenon about somebody's going around with pickup trucks, some kind of rope or nylon rope across the power lines and pulling them down, and they start fires. Over.
That sucks.
That's what they do in the Middle East. Over.
Well, another one that was set up in Monrovia, whatever it was, or in that Highway 39. It was like a guy's exhaust or something fell off, and it was dragging on the street, and it caught fire. They thought.
Did you see the other kid that they deported his grandmother, and he was upset? He was from Mexico, went out and set all the fires because they deported her. Over.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Look it up on Google. Google it and read it. Over. You know those flare guns that you buy at Walmart for about $16? They're orange and plastic. Over. They found a number of those things at the fire. They just dropped the guns. They've shot off the flare gun and dropped the gun right there. Over.
That's nuts.
Hey, not to change the subject, but that D790 mic, Greg, is kind of a quasi-equivalent to a SM58, evidently. It's not a very expensive mic, I'm finding out. It's a $100 mic. But it's a dynamic mic.
Did you get the email?
Let me go look. I went to a birthday party, so I haven't really had a chance to look, but let me look at it.
Real quick, Keith, how much do those microphones go for?
He said $100.
Copy. Thank you.
I'll have to AB with a 58, just get your opinion on it, just so I know what's up.
The last mic you did that, I must admit I didn't notice any difference.
Oh, that was the copy of the 58. Yeah, exactly. I remember that.
Well, at least the short bandwidth of our little sideband, if it saved you any money, it didn't make much of a difference.
Let's see here. Emails. Oh, thanks, Andy, for sending me that repeater video.
Yeah, no problem. It's like I said, it's a 705, but all the mechanics are the same, and the guy likes to talk, so you can fast forward through stuff.
Alex, what am I looking for again? I got about 6 or 8 unopened emails of yours.
the question, what was the question you answered? I just did one about the cavities and one about hard lines.
Okay, there we go. That was it. Okay. Yeah. You sent me like 5 just a day alone, looks like.
Oh, that's what we talked about today. And there were some questions you answered, and I said, I'll send you an email. And that was it.
Appreciate it. Let me read these things.
By the way, on Monday, since we're talking about heat and the West Coast, Monday in Phoenix, actually Monday through Friday in Phoenix, the high temperature is going to be $117. 117.
Hot for this early in the summer.
It's going to be 108 next week in the high desert, they said.
So we're no more June gloom, I'm guessing.
We're hitting 91 in Tuesday in Long Beach, it says.
Sad part is it rained and it was kind of chilly on the way down to, I got a cat walking behind me there, on the way down to Newport last week.
That was that day, yeah. That was a crazy day, wasn't it?
Yeah, I took the 241 over and it was like legitimately raining, like spray from the water on the ground was coming up from the trucks.
I remember the announcement at school. We're at school, all of a sudden announced it over the air. Rainy day scheduled today.
I feel sorry for these kids. They're not going to have snow days anymore. They'll just do a Zoom day.
Well, K6EGG, I think this is going to get worse with the virus. There's more strains. I was talking with my virologist just last week here. Let me tell you, there was 12 different strains that pushed out there. And this is not going to stop. So I think it's the safest thing for the kids and the teachers. Zoom it, man. You don't want to catch this stuff and a strain your shot doesn't take care of. I think that's the safest way to go. We can survive. It's not going to kill us, over.
We're going to die somehow.
Yeah, they have to Zoom it the rest of their life, but we will survive. No, but you can get exposed to all these viruses. It's going to kill more people, more kids and teachers, over.
There is no school kids dying of this virus, by the way, on record.
Yeah, this is an interesting information you gave me, Alex, on the coax loss.
Oh, yeah, that was what we talked about, yeah.
Some of these coaxes I've never heard of, RG11, RG6, RF9914. Some of these things I've never heard of.
Well, if you want to make 5-stage differences between two antennas, you've got to have some RG11.
What's the ohm rating on 11?
75 ohms.
Hey, everybody watching on the stream. There's 7 of you, and there's only 4 people talking on our frequency here. So whoever is listening to us, feel free to jump in. If you're local, jump in the chat. Say hi. I would love to see where you're from. This is Greg, K6EGG. And if you're new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
So, hey, Alex, on like if 1.2 is like 0.75 dB loss a big deal?
0.7 is 3/4 of the dB loss, but for how long?
So I'm like thinking, it says it's roughly 4 dB loss for 100 feet. What am I looking at here? Hold on, let me figure this out.
Each connector is a half a dB loss, over.
On top of the coax itself.
That's right. If you look at the frequency at 1.2 gigahertz, most of the loss is 50 feet and 100 feet. There's like 3 big graphs there, over.
Okay, but if it's, let's say it's 4 at 100 feet, 50 is 2, right? And 25 is 1. Am I thinking right?
Let me look at the map. I don't know what you're saying here.
Yes, you're thinking right.
4 dB loss for 100 feet, when you just cut it in half if it's 50 feet, then you cut it half again if it's 25 feet. Does that make sense?
Well, we've got these different lengths here. You've got three. Did you scroll down or you just look at the top one?
I'm looking at the middle one right now.
Okay,
but
look, LMR 1200 is 1.69 dB gain. All right? Then LMR 900 is 2.4. LMR 600 is 3.31 dB gain. And Superflex is 4.57. All right, Zeldin, LMR 400, 5.1 dB gain. Supposed to be half a dB for every connector, which is 6 dB, right?
Okay, I'm not reading this thing right. So the yellow graph is telling you how much dB lost, right? The white graph, what is it telling you?
It's also telling you the loss.
Okay, well, so let's say, so again, if it's 4 dB gain loss just per se, at 100 feet, does it make sense that it's 2 dB loss at 50 feet and 1 dB gain loss at 25 feet?
Well, let's go down to the next one. See the green graph, the graph there?
See.
Okay, it says attenuation at the top of VHF, UHF frequency. You're talking about dB loss, and that's going to be at the top. Let's go down to 7/8 hard line. 7 LZF, that's the hard line. Scale again. Let's go for 1296, which is 1.2 gigahertz over. And come down and we see here, this is all at 100 feet. All these graphs are at 100 feet. So 7/8 hard line is like, what's the dB loss of 7/8 hard line at 100 feet?
Your math is correct, though, Keith.
Okay, good. So, thanks, Andy. 1.5, and then it has 4.9 in parentheses. So what's one number versus the other one mean?
I'm going to go back and look at the chart. Let's see here. That's probably per foot. The other one is 4.9 is what the dB loss is. Oh, that's the frequency. 1.1 is that's right here. Wait a minute. 1.2.
So in the box of the 7/8 we just talked about at 1.2, it says 1.5, and underneath it has 4.9 in parentheses. So I'm confused what the two different numbers are supposed to mean.
Is it referencing two different frequencies? It's 1 point something at this frequency and 4 point something at that?
Don't think so.
No, it's referencing the dB loss. You're seeing the dB loss. If you go over here, we don't have we have Zeldin. Let's go back to the top. All it is a regular pull-out.
So we have obviously two connectors in each on our coax. So we're losing a half a dB gain state on each in each connector.
Well, okay, now let's go back up to the right one. Look at what it says here. This is for 100 feet. dB loss at 1500 megahertz is 1.69.
For you guys watching on the stream, I'll be right back. I gotta say hi to my wife and daughter. For those of you just looking, I'll be right back.
You also have 0.46, 0.5. I don't know what that secondary number is. We'll have to figure it out. Oh, it can vary. This one says vary. It's varying. It can vary.
Okay. Hey, Andy, do you have a 1.2 antenna? I forget.
Yes, I have that tri-bander antenna.
Okay, so you got one. Alex has one. Fred says he has some. How about you, Greg? I guess he went AWOL. So several of us are starting. I don't have one yet, but several have them already.
I'll see what it says.
Greg does not have one to my knowledge. He's running just 2 meter 440.
Down at the very, very bottom, Keith, if you scroll that, one says for 100 feet and the other one says for 100 meters.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Okay, so that's what it is. What you got to do is find out what it is. Okay, now what we got to do is go back up to the other chart and find LMR 600 and see what it is for, what do you call it, 1296. So it's 3.31 dB gain. Let's go down to LMR 600. Okay, and that's the lower one is for 100 feet. Over.
Say that last part again.
I guess the lower one. Let's go up into the LMR 600 is the white box. The white box, over.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
What does it say the dB loss is for LMR 600? 3.31 dB loss. And this is at 100 feet, right?
Okay, at 1500, right?
Yeah, so now let's go over to LMR 600. At one point at LMR 600 at 1296, what does it say? It says 3.1. Do you see that?
Is that a different chart?
Come on, go from the white chart to the green chart. Look at 1500 megahertz. Go to LMR 600 for the frequency. 1500 megahertz is about the same as 1.2. So it says 3.31 dB loss, right?
Right.
This is for 100 feet. Now go to the day chart and go down to LMR 600.
At 1.2 is 3.1, then those parentheses are 10.2.
At LMR 600, go up at the top, 1.2 is how much, what's the dB loss? It's 10.2, right. So for the 100 feet, it's 3.1, and for the meters, it's 10.2 dB loss. 10.2 dB loss. Over.
Okay, I'm following you now. Very good.
Okay, so there's the hard line. Now let's go all the way down to the hard line, 7/8. You got 1.5 dB gain loss. Not gain, but dB loss at 100 feet. And it's 4.9 at 100 meters, over.
Okay, very good.
I think it's automatically looked at 100 feet and ignored it. I ignored the other figure. But I had to look way down at the very bottom. It says 100 meters, and that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
100 meters is almost 3 feet to 300 feet. So you see those, so look at these charts. So now look at your LMR 600, and you go to 1.2. So you're losing 3 points. You go to 7/8 hard line, and you go more than less than half, 1/3.
Okay, but I guess my question, LMR 600, if you're only going to run maybe 20 feet, like you said, keep them as short as possible, the dB loss is like I don't know, maybe a half.
There were the connections, and you had that from another TV.
So you're at 1.5 maybe.
And then what you do, if you got pigtails anywhere to get to the radio, a shorter line, then you use another 2 connectors and another TV. And if you got a linear line, like say you got a linear line, then you got to make up for gas drift, and you got 4 more connectors.
Well, I don't have a linear for 1.2, so I guess I don't have to worry about that one.
Not yet.
Not yet. Is it going to get one? You mean these radios run at 10 watts? Will that do us pretty good?
Oh, it'll do okay. And you don't need such supply. It will fly. Just like 285 and 432 fly.
I think they do 10 watts, as I recall. Andy, maybe you can confirm.
Yeah, it's 10 watts on 1.2, but he is going to a swap meet next weekend, so you never know.
Say that again, Andy?
I said, yeah, it's 10 watts on 1.2, but you are going to the swap meet next week, so maybe you'll have an amplifier after all.
I think I need the antenna before I get the amplifier.
Yeah, priorities.
Andy, are you running 1.2, or what are you using for your cable?
I have a half-inch hardline.
Good choice. I have 7/8 here, and I also got some, I think it's 2.5 inch over.
Holy cow! The half-inch hardline's hard enough to run through everything.
Yeah, well, I've got 7/8 going through the house, if you see the moon dot picture over.
Yeah, that's, I was afraid to go any thicker than half-inch because I've got just way too many cables running through the ceiling.
Well, it's up to you, Keith. You just figure it out. But now we know what that extra thing is. These are all based on 100-foot law, so.
I could definitely see the advantage, especially if it's going to be a short run anyway, at least going with the LMR 600 versus 400 for 1.2.
Well, try 900. Well, you got LMR 900.
Isn't that another $10 a foot type stuff? Hey Andy, did you get yours new? I'm trying to remember about that half-inch stuff that you got.
Yeah, I ended up buying it brand new. It was like $220 for a 75-foot run with plugs on both sides.
Say that one more time, Andy.
It was like $200. I want to say $200 or $220 for a 75-foot run with end connectors on both sides.
So about $3 a foot.
Okay. LMR 600 is $6.60 a foot.
So Andy got a killer deal if I'm doing my math right.
You know the place. Go to Antenna Farm.
Hey, I got mine for free. I got loads of it. I got probably 100 feet of it.
And that stuff lasts forever, right?
Yeah, well, LMR 900 is $6.60 a foot.
Does that stuff bend?
Yeah.
Even if, well, I've got a long run, unfortunately, so at 75 feet with my cable, I'm getting about, I want to say, 6.8 watts out to the antenna on a run that far, which isn't bad, but it's not good either.
What are you running it on? What frequency?
That's on 1.2.
Oh, that's what you're running that on. Gotcha.
Yeah, I've got two half-inch hard lines, one going out one side of the house and one going out the other. That's why I put that antenna switch in there. I wanted some good pipe going out, and then I can, antenna switch it from there.
Have you had any contacts on it yet?
Any contacts, meaning what?
1.2.
No, I've hit a couple machines, so yeah.
So, Alex, you don't have your antenna up yet quite yet, right?
Oh, it's still laying out there. I told you I ordered the handheld. And I'm just going to put up just temporarily, probably about 20 feet of That'll work for that.
What's the model of that handheld you're getting again?
I knew you were going to ask me the question, so I sent it to you in an email.
It's not the 52, is it?
The email. Look up your email. I don't know.
Either can I. That's why I'm asking.
No, it's not the 52 because it doesn't have DMR. It was just analog.
The reason I ask is Don's getting that 52. I'm looking, but I'm just saying, I'm having a conversation. Don's getting it at 52, I believe it is.
That's the Icom ID52 what is it? D-Star and analog HT, the new one.
Does it have 3 bands then?
No, it's only 2. It's 2 meter 440, I believe, 2 meter 440, and it does have DMR capability. Looks nice, but it's not. I mean, yours was a tri-band and it's analog only, right?
Yeah, that's all I care about. I'm not interested. You see, everybody doesn't look at what I see is going to happen here. Everybody goes on these FTA, digital mode, DMR, D-Star. You're going to be regulated. You're going to be communicating with lifetime only. You're going to lose your band because there's no activity on the other one, brother.
Yeah, DMR works direct though, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's definitely not, all the Wi-Fi stuff, people using their HTs going through the internet, that all goes bye-bye.
Well, see, that's what, if you continue to do this, you use your phone as a hotspot, you're going to say, well, you no longer need these bands, we're going to take them over.
Yep, that's true. They've already shown that on 220.
Well, you better, people that, I don't want any of that. I've done some of it. I've done the APRS. I'm through with all this digital stuff on the internet. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. I'm a sidebander, and I'll do FM simplex and higher frequency. But that's it. I'm not playing. I don't want to have nothing more to do with it. I see the writing on the wall.
You guys got to all get your 220 radios too.
I just sold the only one I had.
Really? Fred was trying to get a 220 radio.
I had an old one, man. It was like a 10 memory channel Kenwood or something. Some guy offered me $150. I said sold.
I also sent you a video on how to hook up a transverter so you can get 220 sideband.
Yeah, I see that. I'm not seeing the one that talks about your handheld, though.
Let me see here, and I'll tell you what the title is. It says tri-band, the key. It says 1296.
Got it. Okay, hold on.
And now, the rest of the story.
He also asked me about an antenna for 1296 was their mobile, because he was shy about paying $160 for one. I sent you the diamond antenna, which is a, what do you call it? It's 6 meters, 2 meters, 70 meters, and 23 centimeters is $49. It's a mobile antenna. You got to make your own ground plane to make it work, brother.
Will he get out?
What?
Will he get out?
I don't know. I never tried it, but you said you wanted a mobile. The only thing I told you, the only one I suggested was the diamond.
Okay. This quad band's a diamond. I'll have to look into that. Thanks.
Who hasn't done?
No, I'm just saying this quad band mobile's a diamond too.
Yeah, but the other one was a diamond pro linear. The only 1296 antenna I recommend.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that when I saw your flyer or whatever. So yeah.
Now you know why I sent the email. That's it. You got all the info.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so now you see the duplexes and duplexers with cavities, front capacity.
I do see that. See, you've got clout on my email. I have just an Alex page, so all your emails go to a certain Alex part, so I can see all your emails real simple instead of it getting mixed with a bunch of everybody other stuff.
Well, look at how these are made. My friend and I used to make them. You don't have to have silver plated. Those kind of screws. They're not cavities. They're true cavities.
So the email says make your own cavities for duplexers?
Yeah. Just duplexers, the guys from Moondog want to go quiet and make their own cavities too. Rid of all the noise.
I'm not in a hurry to do moon bounce.
What?
I'm not in a hurry to do moon bounce.
Well, your wife will do it anyway.
That's okay. I got other things I can do.
Well, anyway, you see how to make them. You can make them out of copper, aluminum, you know, you can find yourself a tin, aluminum smokestack, whatever it takes, you can make them all.
You know who's kind of into that is Greg, right, Greg? You kind of into that stuff.
Greg has left the building temporarily.
Oh, he's still gone? Okay.
Probably saying goodnight to his daughter, if I had to guess.
Well, you know how Fred was like pushing us all to get into D-Star about a month ago. Now he's pushing for 1.2 for us all to get that going.
I do wonder if it'll make it from Norco down there. You know, I have my doubts. You know, it's such low wattage and high frequency and all that. I don't know how well that's going to work. But for you guys down that way, it'll probably work great.
What, 1296?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got SSB, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it flies, man. Years ago, mountaintopping, I mean, folks are taking hell to a VHF, UHF, SHF contest. You got 10 gigahertz up there audition. They're talking all the way to Mexico, huh?
Yeah, but at your house, will it do as well, you know? I mean, I don't know that I'll be able to get to you guys on 1.2. Maybe, but I don't know.
Well, they make 100-watt linears, and you can build them.
Well, when you get one built, let me know.
I got one built. I just got to put it in the box.
You need my address?
No? Combined, put together.
Is it a kit form that you put together?
Yeah, you can buy the kit form, or you can just buy one already done. Real good. Yeah, Andy, what kind of HF radio you got?
I have the FTDX 101MP. Yaesu.
Okay, I'm going to send you both. There's 150 watts and 250 watt linear. It's called the Gemini. And it's about, 1,200 pounds. It's called, and you're about $1,500, about what your radio costs.
Wow.
Wow, that's not much money. I spend more on Winchester than I do this.
Yeah, but it's only 200 watts.
200 watts, 250 watts is 1296. It's a lot different, over.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I thought you were talking HF still.
No, I'm talking about 1296, amigo.
Roger.
I'll send it to Keith.
How heavy did you say this thing was?
No, I said it's about 1,200 pounds. That's English money.
I thought you were talking about the weight. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I was with you on that.
Really neat. It's not that much money. Especially with millionaires like you guys.
What is that translated to? Close to the same amount? $1,200, $1,300, $1,400?
Oh, it's about 10, 16% higher, that's all, but it's not much. I got some European. I also got another set of transverters I can get them going. I saw a transverter with 25 watt output for, I guess about $650, and I was really thinking about getting that one. Ideal. I like transverters. Most engagement factors for the 28 megacycle IF, the sensitivity of things really go up. They're a lot better than the radio.
Hey, Alex, can I borrow about $2,000?
No. We got to buy another room kit. Did I send you? Did you get it? Steve, did you get it?
What, the email?
I just sent you an email with the 1296
I got it.
Here we go. Let me open it up.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Nice linear, huh? Gemini 23. Hey, look, you look at it says price equals VAT. What is VAT? I don't know what that is. You can get the stuff that's 1275 to 1305. Nice linear, everything's put together for you. Plug and play, man.
Sure is pretty.
This is the moon route. I mean, you get on here and you get, tell you what, you get 16 antennas up, you can drag you on the moon with a sidewinder. I'm not a kid. If you did Jeep, what is that? The FT8 or whatever it is, the new mode with this? You can just talk just like you do on a receiver. I know what it is. JSP, what is that?
Don't know.
Yeah, I got WS. There's another computer program that allows you to visit mode and write you off the
For those of you listening on the stream, I can pull
It's not FT8?
Alex in K6EGG a little better with the preamp, but I have a massive headache tonight, and I really don't feel like listening to static in my ear right now. And I to do this stream, it's probably the best bet is to wear a headset, or I'll feedback every time on my microphone when I talk on the radio. So sorry about that. This is Greg, K6EGG.
On the antenna and key up.
These are nice looking, though, I gotta say.
Well, there's all kinds of, what do you want to find me? Want me to find you some more?
No, I'm not gonna buy one, so don't take your time.
That's right. You gotta, your wife won't let you.
I'm just not into moonbound.
Ouch.
Anyway, maybe 3 years from now I will be.
Hold the wife card, man.
Sincerely, after seeing my friends suffer, 5 or 6 different friends get married, I'm sure glad I didn't get married, There may be nobody to take care of me when I get old. All the problems, the things they went through, divorce, losing the property, I'm sure glad I didn't go that route. Play the guitar, love them, and leave them. All is a good policy. Never leave a last name or a fortune to do it.
My wife buys me radio, so I'm good.
Oh, I'm cool. You have more money than you do. I can understand that.
Yeah, you heard what he got for his birthday, right?
Must be one heck of a ridiculous. No, I didn't.
He got was it 3 radios or 2 radios? I forget.
Well, no, the birthday present was the 101.
9700 had nothing to do with it?
No, I bought that for myself.
Like I said, they make it. It's a lot more prevalent now. It used to be really very expensive way back when.
It's such a dead band right now that it would be tough to justify buying an amp for me.
Well, did you ever see all the moon bounces going out on Google it? And people are having little portable stations tracking the moon at night. It's kind of like it's popular, all right, but you just got to be into it, okay?
Yeah, Roger. I'm not a moon bouncer. I just want to talk to your house from mine.
Well, I'm going to try to get back up to hopefully if I don't smoke.
Well, let's hope not.
Now I get 16 out, get the hard line up, get the mass by the gas set, turn the antennas up and track the moon. Kind of shooting satellites and tracking the moon is kind of like trap shooting,
I think it's easier to hit a stationary target.
Oh, yeah, but it's not as much fun.
That's probably true. It's like target practice. Eventually, it would be nice if the target would move.
Well, the moon takes a long time to move. You hear your coming and going, your Doppler system. You've got to roll down frequency or up frequency depending on which moon, which direction it's going. It takes about 2 seconds to hear a bounce off until you come back to your own station.
It sounds like too much work.
That's the whole thing. It's so much work you do.
I don't think they're up there anyway. They don't want 1.2. There's not enough people up there to have them have fun. Yeah, they're all probably running RG8X 100 feet to their 1.2 antenna.
You got it.
There was this idiot was like jamming the call frequency FM today.
I heard you say that. I didn't hear him, but I heard you tell somebody that earlier. That sucks.
Yeah, he was trying to go in between Fred and I. Didn't work so well.
Yeah, clearly an uneducated individual.
What, do you think it was a repeater or something?
He's just a jerk, trying to... Because, everybody was trying to do the contest thing, and he was just jamming people out.
One of these days, I want to hunt one of these guys that jams repeaters. I hear it all the time.
Well, you hear it, more frequently on repeaters, right? But not too much simplex, that this guy was doing on simplex FM.
I just can't get over people jamming. I don't see the point in it. Some of the guys make the funny noises or whatever, and it's just strange to me. It's just weird.
My theory, they're all CBers.
Audio.
We were talking about moon bands bouncing stuff, Greg.
I was listening.
You're still into that, right? That's something you want to get into more?
Eventually, but with my house situation here, it's kind of hard to get coax and stuff in and out of my, at least where I have my shack right now, which I don't plan on moving anytime soon.
Well, when you live in an 8,000 square foot house, it's a little difficult to run coax.
Don't I wish?
And just sent you guys an email that's about the pictures. You can Google this anytime about all the different people around the world that are on 1296 with small dishes like your TVRO dish and antenna arrays that are on moonbound. Just have a look through the pictures and 6AGI.
definitely looks like work.
But I'm saying there's nobody there, just that you can't hear them.
Well, if that's the kind of antenna system I need to talk to people, I'm never going to.
Well, it's not that hard. I'll make them up, but there's well, you see this one here? There's you go scroll down to the solar radio control. It's an array with about 16 1296 antennas on it. Solar radio control main system.
So what's more in jeopardy, 220 or 1.2?
Well, 220 is they've already taken the sideband portion, so I guess it's 1.2.
So there's zero sideband on there, designated for it in any way?
They got some areas, but it's not as what we used to have.
Is it a pretty quiet band?
Yeah.
Like today when you and I you were testing out 440 with me, man, that was quiet.
Oh, yeah. See, it doesn't make any difference. Like I said, when VHF contests come and you get these people talking and they got enough stuff up there. I mean, you know, this is, to me, this is the fun. You know, for me, this is what I love doing, is coupling and putting the stations together and making it work. And, you know, the moon, you know, when you go to the moon and back, it's like 19 and a half times around the Earth. That's DX, man. That's why they call 2 meters, 432, 1296. They call these the big bands. But anyway, to me, it's very, very into this. The very first picture is a W2ETI 1296, and what he's using there is, what do you call it, helical antennas, and he's doing just 8, those are just little ones. He's doing EME with no problem. In fact, they're doing some EME on 1296, which is long Yankee. You can provide for about $200.
So wouldn't he theoretically be losing half a dB with each connection that he's got on that thing?
Well, yeah, because look at each one of those things about on the W2I, talking 16 dB gain. Each section of 4 there is about 20 dB gain, all right? But when you add all these things together, you probably, it's about 25 dB gain totally with the elevation mode and all that. The helicals you see.
It just makes me want to mount a gun to it.
Well, that's the same thing. You can actually do that. A gun is usually referred to as a feed horn on a dish. So that you can get 16 feed horns to do the same thing, or corner reflectors, experimenting to see what works. So it says stage 1. This guy is using one 1296 antenna to do EME, and you can see it pointed right at the moon. Over.
Yeah, that's a good picture.
Yeah, isn't that cool? And there's another one right next to it. One antenna, and you're doing EME. But if you want to get sideband and talk, you got to have a number of them. He's doing that probably on digital mode or just CW with a lot of power. But now I really like those big dishes if I could afford them, but there's a lot of aerodynamic load here. Over.
How big would they be? I mean, the pictures make them look ginormous, are they?
Yeah, you see the towers. Those things are probably at least 50 feet across.
So you could just mount it on top of the roof there?
You got your roof?
No problem.
Well, you got to have a backyard property. I wanted to move to the desert and get me make a stainless steel place out here of air conditioning and just living there. Out on the moon, I thought it'd be fun. But look how big it is to the. There's one down there that says KK2EGG, and there's a bus behind the dish. So that gives you the bus is about 40 feet long or something.
Oh yeah, jeez.
That's a
That's portable?
Well, it looks like it's got a little trailer in it.
So is every one of these pictures all ham operator stuff?
Yeah, there's thousands and thousands of people on EME, but you're not going to hear them. You've got to be on the EME section and in CW at different modes. And I mean, you know, everybody says there's nobody there. You don't have the coax to do it. You're not going to hear them. I sent you the thing about the loss of the hard line, and you want to hear. You can make the 1296 fly just as good as 2-meter sideband, but you got to know what you're doing. Now, do you have all that digested there, Keith?
Yep.
Okay,
I'll leave it to you. Who's that?
Oh, you guys doubled.
Somebody else is out there. Go ahead.
Oh, you and Alex keyed up at the same time.
You didn't hear me say there'll be a test in the morning?
I did now. No, I thought there was somebody else out there. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you heard the tail end of Alex talking when you unkeyed.
Okay, anybody else listening? I guess that's the last call. I know there's some creepy listeners out there. They won't say a word.
Are you a member of moonbouncers.org?
What now?
Are you a member of moonbouncers.org?
No, but I've heard about it. That one big thing of 2 meters, that guy is, that's W5UN. Oh no, he copied it. That's another guy.
Sure is, look at that.
Well, yeah, moonbounce.org, kind of interesting, but, you know, you go to HR, oh, there's nobody, absolutely nobody on 1296.
Well, as I look at my spectrum scope, I would have to agree with that statement.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, what kind of, right here locally, yeah. Wait till you go on contest. You got them on the phone. They work on their station until the contest comes around, right? And they talk locally, just like we do.
Yeah, I just need to find out where everyone's hanging out. There's so much frequency available up there, you know. I mean, it takes a little bit to spin through it all.
Well, why did you have I told you about K6EGG yet, Ralph? Over.
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, why don't you look up Ralph K6EGG at QRZ? Send him an email. He's got a net right here in this area, and it's every Friday night.
Tom?
Anybody new joining in right now? I saw a couple viewers just pop up. This is some 144 250 2-meter upper sideband rag chew. We also talk about different subjects like your normal antennas, stuff like that. We're talking about moon bounce right now. That's Alex N6JJI talking right now. And if you enjoy what you're hearing, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and you'll get alerted when we ever start streaming. The reason why I say we, it's not about me.
So I read online somewhere that the calling frequency on 1.2 is like 1296-500 or something like that. I've never heard anyone on it.
It's 100, it should be.
1296-100?
I believe so.
Well, that could be why.
Yeah, his email is K6EGG@juno.com.
Got it. Thanks.
And send him an email. Said yeah, you'll see him up there. Whatever.
Do we have any sandbaggers out there? This is Greg, K6EGG.
Come on, Curtis. WA6QXA calling.
I have a sneaky feeling you're right. He's probably listening somehow.
Ooh, let's peer pressure him.
He jumped on D-Star with Gabe and I the other night as well.
He did that with Fred and Ron the other night, too.
Which repeater did he talk on?
Sure, I didn't go with them.
K06N.
Hey, Gabe.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Just got back up here in the shack and saw that there's some streaming going on.
That's right.
We had an internet sandbagger.
What the heck is that?
You're sandbagging via the internet, via streaming.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, yeah, I guess I was a sandbagger. But I didn't bag too much sand.
Welcome back, man. Thanks again for your help the other night. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, D-Star can be fun, but it's, sideband, long distance is pretty good too.
Yeah, I was listening to a couple of guys streaming some, I think it was 20 meters today out of New York, and he was making a lot of contacts. I would love to do that.
What was that was on 20 meters, you said?
I believe so. He's like on 14 something.
Okay, yeah, there are some guys who own frequencies, so to speak, quote unquote, and they'll just get on 20 meters or 40 meters and they'll just start calling CQ, and they'll have a bunch of guys come back to them, and they've probably been doing it for a while. There was a guy on 17 meters, Whiskey Oscar 6 Tango was his call sign, and he was on 17.135, I think it was, every Sunday afternoon for 20 or 30 years. He died about 10 years ago, but he'd get on that frequency on Sunday afternoon. He'd be talking to people left and right for a couple hours.
There was a guy on 10 meters, I remember a couple of years ago. He had this beacon thing going. I think he was out of Georgia or something like that. And he talked to a lot of people too. Maybe it was the same type of idea.
Probably. It was more prevalent, when the bands were good, but since they're so dead, hopefully they'll come back up soon. I remember, when the bands were open just about every day, but maybe another couple of years or two, it'll be different. But I've been looking. When I was talking with, oh gosh, I forget his name the other night on it was with you. That's right. Yeah, it was with you on 70 Charlie. I mean, 70 Charlie is there's not much activity. Now we could literally own 70 Charlie if we wanted to.
The couple repeaters I tried plugging in, and I'll probably mess with some more here in the next couple weeks. I didn't hear much action on them at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah, when HRO's repeater was up, that normally is linked to 70 Charlie. This was a couple of years ago, but I remember one time I linked it to 1 Charlie or 14 Charlie, I forget, and then I came back a couple of weeks later and it was still linked to whatever reflector it was that I had linked it to. So there's just there's an awful lot of dispersion, or whatever, fragmentation, I guess is a better word, on ham radio because of all these digital modes. So yeah, that's just the way it is. I mean, I think when DX comes back, everything is going to shift more towards the HF bands.
That's my daughter in the background. Yeah, because people are just itching to talk to anybody at this point with a faraway distance. I'll be back in a few minutes. Nice talking to you real quick there, Gabe. I'm just going to put my daughter to bed or spend a few minutes with her in her room before she goes to sleep. So this is Greg, K6EGG.
Sounds good, Greg. Yeah, every now and then you gotta let personal things take over ham radio. Hey, Keith, you still out there?
Yeah, and I had success loading up 1.3 version on the radio today, so I'm closer to, you know, now I just gotta get my radio program with some frequencies.
Okay, very good. Well, load it up and send it over.
So tell me, what do I need to do?
Just so you got the Icom software, right?
I haven't downloaded that yet.
Okay, the easiest thing to do is step one is go to the Icom website and download the Icom software, you know, for the CS-9700 program. And then step two would be to you know, get that program running on your computer. Step three would be to you know, basically download. You know, you're gonna wait. Hold on one second. So once you got the program running, there's two things you need to do. You're going to need to identify what the COM port is for your radio, because you know, the radio's got to be hooked up. And then you want to read. You want to read from the transceiver. And then, you know, so once you do that, you know, you save that file. Just call it, I don't know, 9700 June 21 or whatever. Just you know, save that file and then email it to me. And then I guess we could talk a little bit to understand a little bit more what you were thinking, what you're thinking of, and then I'll just you know, pop those memories in there and send it back to you. And then all you need to do after that is just you know, take the file and write it to your transceiver.
Via an SD card, right, or what?
No SD card required. You know, you got a cable between your radio and your computer, right?
Not sure. I didn't get a cable with the radio. Put it that way.
Well, you just need a standard cable. You know, a USB cable. A USB, I think it's an A to a USB-B. You know, the USB standard is, you know, that flat cable, and the USB-B is that roundish type cable, you know, half oval. But you can do it with a card. It can be done with a card, but if you ever just play around with plugging that radio, but you're gonna have to download it. Wait, you have the 90. That's right. You've got the driver for the 7100. That might be the same as the 9700. I don't know, but it can be done either way, via the card or the cable. The cable is generally speaking easier to use.
Okay, that cable that you're talking about, it sounds like it's kind of like a printer cable, right?
Not just a USB cable. Hold on.
Yeah, it's just printer cable, AJ60.
There he is. Acres, we were just talking about you.
I know, I've been here the whole time for about the last hour, maybe, just kind of checking the mail out.
We figured as much.
And the peer pressure didn't get to you?
It did, and you know what? I put my call sign out there right when you guys were all kind of got together, but Gabe came in there exactly the same time that I transmitted, and you heard him and not me.
I guess my location had something to do with it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's just it's a USB cable, you know, like the thumb drives, they plug right in. One side will look like that. The other side is going to look sort of like a half oval. You know, if you look at the manual for the 9700, it'll show you where the USB cable is in the back. So you just got to have a cable that matches that connector with the flat connector that goes into that PC that you got.
All right, I'm up to speed on that now. I have that cable, so we're good.
Okay, good. So just hook it up, download the program, download your radio, and send it over to me, and then we can talk.
All right, I'll be working on that. You probably won't get it by tomorrow, but I'll be working on it.
Well, we got the whole summer, right?
I have the whole summer. That's right. As of yesterday.
Congratulations.
Still hasn't hit me yet, but I'm probably going to do 2 to 3 days of nothing, just kind of decompress, and then I'll start getting chores done and projects done and so forth.
Yeah, when I retired from Boeing, I couldn't believe it either. It took me about 3 months to decompress. You know, when you don't have like a stone hanging above your head that you think can drop any moment now, it's just a different reality, so to speak. Anyway, Curtis, so what's going on up there in the high desert?
I am, it got a little warm today. Got up to, I think, 98. That's a little warm. And I heard somebody else say that it's supposed to get up to 107 on Wednesday. I believe it. Other than that, I've been trying to, on this D-Star thing, somebody keeps telling me that there are 2 different places you have to enter the GPS coordinates, since the 9700 does not have a built-in GPS, and so I cannot find the other place where you have to plug in. I can put it under the GPS section on page 2 on the menu, but I can't find any other place that I'm supposed to get it.
Well, as far as I know, there's just one place to plug in your coordinates manually. Once those are in there may be a couple other settings you need to fix in order to transmit those coordinates. But yeah, you just need to, as far as I know, you just put them in once, and that's really about it.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. Because when I go to some repeaters and I put the I in there for information, then it makes a little beep, and then it puts a little like a symbol on my screen, and I push it, and it tells me the distance from I guess from me, and I think it's the master maybe server that it's operating, and it's it seems right. So I don't know. I know when I was talking to Fred and to Ron, they were looking at their screen and saying that I was like 1,800 miles away from them. But on my side, it was telling me that Fred is 84 miles from me and Ron is 108. So that sounds right.
Yeah, it does sound right. Maybe they had their radios not hooked up right. The input is not correctly because they may not have had their GPS coordinates inputted correctly. Who knows? But if you're seeing the coordinates right on your end, you're probably okay. I know there's some setups that you can have where and it has to do with the receiver's radio. If broadcast in your GPS coordinates, they have to have it hooked up, they have to have the settings correct so that they can actually display those coordinates.
Curtis.
Yeah.
What mode do you have your GPS transmitters transmitting on? Do you have DPRS?
Yes. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I've got. I was just looking to see what I might have differently, but I don't know of a second spot to be able to put it in there either.
Yeah, DPRS is what I've got too. Now there's a video on YouTube about getting GPS set up manually on your 9700, so that video has a lot of information on it too.
Now, when I go to the GPS on page 2 of the menu and I push GPS, there is something that says GPS position, and if I hit that, it shows my GPS coordinates where I'm at, and that is correct.
That's manual position?
It says GPS position. There's another, but yeah, I know you got to go to a manual to get to the place where you can enter the numbers manually, but there's also a button on that menu that says GPS position, and if I touch that, then it comes up with a GPS-like display, and it puts the numbers of where I'm located. So I know those numbers are correct.
Yeah, it sounds like you got it all the same way I've got mine, but I noticed mine shows you 7,700 and some miles away as well. Last I saw, anyway.
Yeah, and you know what? I went to what repeater? I think it was Santiago, maybe, and I put in the I slant, or the I indicator, and you transmit it to the repeater, and it comes back with information about the repeater, and it puts up a little icon on the screen, and I touch it, and it says that it's connected to AA4 something 1,800 miles away. And so I found out that 1,800 miles is a server that's in Georgia, and I think that's where reflector 070 Charlie is located. Does that sound about right, Gabe?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. 070 is, I'll have to look to see where that is. I forget exactly where that's located.
Yeah, I was thinking, okay, 1,800 miles away. But the repeater's not 1,800 miles away, and it even gives the call sign of where reflector 070 Charlie is located. And I went to Google Maps, typed in the coordinates that I had up there, and sure enough, it was 1,800 miles away.
Yeah, but it should be transmitting the coordinates that you're transmitting, not the coordinates of where the reflector server is.
Okay, well, I probably have something not hooked up right or whatever. It's probably me. So I have not found it yet, but I am still searching. And yeah, I looked at some YouTube videos, like what's that one guy who does ham radio, not Crash Course, but the other guy, YZI. He does one, and I watched it several times to make sure, I'll make sure I'm getting everything clicked like it's supposed to, and it's right. Of course, I haven't talked to anybody today on D-Star to see if it's working any better.
Okay, well, on the D-Star info page, it says that 70 Charlie is somewhere in California. Let's see, it just says California, United States. I think that's where the server is, but I'm not 100% sure. Some of these things,
with any type of volunteer thing, it's going to be different. Anyway, I really don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, I don't either, but I've been studying D-Star and how it works, and I know a lot more today than I did yesterday, and I have a couple D-Star repeaters in my memory where I can, it'll put the CQ if I want to talk locally, or I can put the link to a particular reflector, or I can use the E to echo back my signal so I can hear how I'm sounding through the repeater, or what's the other one? Oh yeah, the U, the unlink, and the I, which is information. So I got that down, but I still need to kind of mess around with it on a repeater. I hope nobody... Now, when you change the reflector on a D-Star repeater, do you have to say, this is AJ60, I'm going to change reflector to, 14 Charlie? Does anybody disagree with me? Do I have to ask permission before I do it?
Well, the protocol says that yes, you do. You just announce that you're going to, this is K6EGG or whatever, I'm going to link to reflector umpty-dump. And then then you can say, does anyone want to use the repeater? And then if no one comes back in 10 or 15 seconds, you just go ahead and do it. That's protocol. Yeah, but a lot of those reflectors are, a lot of those repeaters are not that used. So what repeater can you hit now, and what reflector are they on?
Well, let's see. I think the Santiago, I believe that one is normally parked on 070 Charlie, I think. And I think that's where they want you to put it back when you're done if you actually change it anywhere else. And there's another repeater. It's over here. It's on 2 meters. On 440. I don't remember the name of it. And it's on a different reflector. They want to be back on reflector 12, which I don't know where that is.
Yeah, reflector 12 is like a permalink reflector, which is kind of a papa system. Hey, if you want to go over to that repeater that's on 70 Charlie, I can go ahead and link to it and see how your GPS data looks with my radio.
Okay, do you happen to remember the frequency that is?
I don't. I'm just going to go through the local repeater I got here. So you can just, if you go to that repeater and it's linked to 70 Charlie, that's all you got to do. I have to link my repeater to 70 Charlie, then everything should be okay.
Okay, I'll go over there and check it out. AJ60, QSY.
K6EGG and QSY.
I'm going to QSY over there and check it out for a couple of minutes with him.
K6EGG.
K6EGG. Did the band die, or did everybody else?
No, they went over to some reflector repeaters.
Oh, I'll go over there real quick. K6EGG.
K6N is back on sideband.
KJ602.
Yeah, you know, D-Star can be pretty weird, but, so that guy, his information was coming through to you. I gotta check. Hold on one second. I gotta check something here.
You know, I may have something not said correctly as well, but Gabe, I showed you as 00 on the GPS when it came through as well, so maybe that's on my end as well.
Did you get the coordinates of the, I guess, one of the control operators? His seems to be perfect.
I didn't see his for some reason. I'm not getting the repeater really well at my house, though. The signal's a little bit on the low side.
This is K6, and I'm back. Yeah, that guy's GPS data was coming through. It turns out he's only 26 miles away from my QTH, so something's going on.
Yeah, well, if it was up to me, I'm gonna mess it up somewhere. That's just weird. That's weird. Let's see. There is another repeater. I think it's on. I think it's parked on reflector 12A. So that's 1.2 gigahertz, isn't it?
No, 12 alpha. You know the 12 alpha, yeah. Supposedly, alpha means 1.2 gig, but if you go and look at the dashboard, you'll see that there's, 440 machines on it too, so it's not a hard, fast rule.
Okay, because there is a 440 D-Star repeater that I can get in also. To me, it's labeled Santiago. I guess that might be where it is. It's 446.560, and I believe that one is always parked on reflector 12.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the reflector 12 dashboard, and it looks like there's 1.2 gig, and then the rest of them are 440s. You know, let's see, the Santiago machine, you know what the call letters of the Santiago machine is? Was what, KD4PAP?
I think it's KJ6GRS, KJ6 Golf Radio Sierra.
Yeah, I see that on the reflector. That's a B machine. It's on 440.
Yeah, that one comes almost full scale to me at Apple Valley. I'm wondering if the GPS thing would do the same 00 there.
I could go over to that machine that reflector if you want, and we can try it out.
I would like to, if you don't mind. I would really appreciate it.
No problem. Q6 and QSY to D-Star.
AJ60, QSY to 446.560.
And WA6QXA is hanging out.
And I'm on both.
I don't have that beauty.
You actually can.
Oh, I can because I have a radio that does both now. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Steve, I'm still not seeing GPS stuff from Curtis, but I'm not convinced it's not my problem.
You're sticking with it, right?
See, K6EGG, I'm sure knows what he's doing, and it also doesn't show an ID for me.
Do you have the Keller Peak machine dialed in?
D-Star?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
Hold on, let me get the info.
So, Andy, could you hear me? Curtis could hear me just fine, but no, sorry. Gabe could hear me just fine, but Curtis could not. Could you hear me?
Dude, I heard you good, and it almost sounded like you were transmitting on the repeater's output frequency, like you were transmitting on 144, whatever it was, 144.895, because you were like an S9, and his repeater's only like an S4 or 5, so you were outperforming it, which makes me think you were transmitting on the wrong frequency. Is that possible?
Maybe I was just doing simplex?
Yes.
Yeah, it is possible. He programmed my radio, and I heard him say that he linked it. My radio said that he linked it to 70 Charlie or whatever it was. So I figured it was linked, so I don't want to do any linking because he's already got it linked. So I went to the main, his main frequency to do the talking. So I'm still learning this stuff myself.
Yeah, you need to change the dupe to positive. You want a positive offset on that thing, so it's transmitting on 145 something, and you're listening on 144.895 or whatever it is.
So, well, let me ask. If he linked it, I don't want to link it myself, right? Because then I could be messing up what he's doing, especially if I'm linking it to a different frequency than what he's wanting to link it. Am I making sense?
I think so, but I think for you to link like a reflector, you have to actually punch in some keys. So if you, I think you're just doing simplex on the 144.895 location. You just need to change it to a positive offset, and you're probably going to be able to talk through his machine just fine.
Well, he's got me programmed where I go to that particular frequency, I key it up, and I go back to the other frequency, which is his, and that's worked seamlessly up so far. But I didn't do any of that because I figured he already had it linked. But then again, I'm still trying to figure this stuff out.
Yeah, I'm pretty rusty on it myself, so I don't know if I'm the right guy to be asking.
I'll hit Gabe up. I'll ask him that question when they come back, if they do. Anyway, I see that Greg's back.
Hello. Andy, I have that info for you. It's the K6EGG repeater, D-Star repeater. They're on, I only have my 2 meter hooked up. They're on 147.550 minus offset.
Yeah, I got it. It's in my Rolodex, so to speak.
Do you have that one, Keith?
The Keller repeater, I believe not. Does it have a number like 40 Charlie and all that kind of stuff?
That one I think is on 70.
That. Gabe's back. Go ahead, Gabe.
Yeah, we just went over to 12 Alpha, and Curtis still isn't reading the GPS data. Now, Greg, Curtis tells me you know the other night you weren't able to. I wasn't able to read your GPS data. Is there any settings that you changed? And hopefully Curtis is back. You out there, Curtis?
Yeah, I'm here.
Gabe, weren't you able to receive my GPS after I made some changes?
No, not after, not that night. I still wasn't able to get the GPS coordinates from what I remember.
You know, it's really weird. I got them. I don't know what you did, but it popped up and I saw it, so maybe you fixed it and then messed it up again.
Well, I think that was after that evening, so maybe whatever you changed, Greg, after that evening worked.
We can migrate over to the Keller peak repeater real quick if nobody's on there.
I don't see anybody on there. I just reset my 9700 to make sure I didn't have an issue there, so give me a minute and we'll head that way.
Keith, we'll be right back. K6EGG.
I'll keep the frequency warm.
QSY.
I'm going to go multi-purpose repeater, so if you just have your 7100 hooked up to CQ, use reflector, that one channel you got, you should be able to join in.
Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf on, let's see, reflector 70, 144, 550. Pardon me, 147, 550.
So where were you guys on sideband, on HF or 2 meter?
We were on 2 meter, 144, 250, upper sideband.
From here, I'm in Corona, so I couldn't copy you at all. I went through all the simplex US sideband frequencies. So I've got an HF rig up for the repeater side. I just don't have the antenna up. I do have 6 meter antenna up at the repeater site, but that's about the only thing I have up there right now for that I can remotely access from my house.
I'm surprised you don't hear me. I'm in Chino. I'm not that far away from you.
I've got HOAs, and my antenna's a little stubby one that's up in the attic, so probably that's the issue.
That can very well be the issue. But another person will be here shortly, Andy, AJ60. He's in Norco, even closer, so maybe you can hear him.
I should be able to hear Norco. That would be real close to me, but yeah, I don't have an outside antenna. I do have HF capabilities here at the house, but I don't have any 2 meter 440 stuff. So anyway, I'll let you. I'll stand by and let you get back to your friend there. K6 Airways up.
I apologize. Did I jump into somebody else? If I did, I'll take the standby.
Oh, not at all. You guys.
K6RYZ.
Copy that. Thank you very much. We're just doing some little checks, a couple of guys. I'm new to D-Star. This is the only second night I've been on it, so this is very fun for me, and one of the guys is helping me and a couple other guys get situated here.
AJ60. Link currently established.
Greg, I'm seeing all your GPS coordinates when you're transmitting.
Link currently established.
Looks like there's maybe some other people on here, Curtis. This is Greg, K6EGG.
Link currently established.
I'm seeing an AA4RC call sign pop up on my screen for some reason.
Go ahead, Gabe. Okay, Curtis, I'm not seeing your GPS data, but I am seeing Greg's, pop up when, you're broadcasting. Okay, yeah, I'm getting his coordinates when he transmits, but it looks like Greg is not getting yours either.
I'm getting Gabe's on mine.
Just come through when I transmit.
Gabe, you may want to repeat. I doubled with you. Sorry.
I was just saying that I see your GPS coordinates, and I was asking if you see mine when I transmit.
I do, but it's weird. Everybody's like is like the far away, the around the Earth distance, if that makes sense.
Yeah, neither one of those two have any GPS coordinates. What you see is 1,000 miles away or something like that, so it'll default to that.
Okay, well, thank you for the information. I'm going to QSY back over to sideband. I guess we've got some work to do. This is K6EGG.
Oh, you guys don't have to run off. That's why I put these repeaters up on the hill, so you guys can use them.
I really appreciate it, K6EGG. By the way, if you're by a computer, we're also on YouTube right now. If you type in my call letters, K6EGG, and then live after, we're doing some experimenting around. We're trying to maybe get some people interested in ham radio as well.
KN6NJP, has there been something wrong with D-Star tonight? I wasn't able to get onto it for over an hour.
I don't know, maybe all the contesting messed things up. I don't know, I have no idea. But anyway, this is K06N, and we got AJ60 and K6EGG here. Tom, are you able to see my GPS coordinates when I'm transmitting?
Negative. It just says Gabe and California and your Cypress reflector.
Okay, that's strange. Okay, that's interesting.
I thought you had yours turned off or wasn't going to transmit any of that.
Okay, Tom, well, we're doing some experimentation here. So we were on sideband, and Curtis and Craig, you want to go back to sideband, see if we can figure this out, or what do you want to do?
Sure, we can. I appreciate the use of the repeater. I hope to come back soon. This is Greg, K6EGG, QSY 144250, upper sideband.
Oh, that got weird.
San Pedro. Sorry, not San Pedro. Quite often because I'm 10 minutes away and that's where my son lives, so I'll go up there. Of course, that's only about 350 feet, but still, I've made some pretty good contacts from there. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, Greg, can you go to 270?
Sure. EGG.
Hey, K6EGG. So I couldn't key that repeater up for some reason.
That's strange. I think the owner was on too. He's in Corona.
Yeah, I heard him, and what was also strange is it showed you 58 miles away from me, which makes me think I must have my GPS coordinates wrong or something.
More than likely, I probably have mine wrong, because everybody seems further away.
But everybody that was 7,000 plus miles away was showing zeros on their location to me. Were you getting the same?
That is affirmative.
Yeah, that was weird because I would think K6EGG is, probably the guru on it, but I guess I don't know that.
Yeah, he seemed a little baffled. I think it was Dennis, the owner, was chiming in every now and again, but I was getting some data packet loss from him.
Yeah, he was probably struggling to hit it.
Poor guy can't put up an antenna and he has a repeater.
Yeah, I'm struggling to hit his repeater too, actually.
That's weird. That thing's 20 over to me. I don't know if you're watching the stream. Everything was coming in super clear.
Yeah, I had it full smash. I just couldn't bring it up. So I'm guessing one of the settings must be wrong. It's got it at a negative offset, but I don't know if there's more to it than that.
Go ahead, comment.
Yeah, that D-Star repeater has a 2.555 megahertz minus, so it's not your normal 5 megahertz.
What's the actual input?
It's 147.540, and the mix frequency is 144.985.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, mine's got 147.550 and 147.990.
You guys ditch me? Oops, you know what? I'm looking at the wrong repeater on my thing here. But it's 147.550, and then the other frequency is 144.995. That's correct.
995?
Yeah, it has a weird split. It's 2.555 megahertz.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, Keith, we ditched you. Sorry.
My feelings are hurt. I'm going back to 250.
Sorry, man. We'll be back there in a sec.
Did Gabe come here?
No, it was just me and Curtis. In fact, I'm going to slide back down to 250.
Hey, me too. AJ60.
We're home.
All right. What happened? Was the frequency busy here, so you guys decided to go up there to finish your conversation?
Yeah, we slid back here and they were talking, and Andy said, just slide up real quick, and it got even more busier up there.
Okay, yeah, Bill came in when you guys left, and so Bill and I was talking over in Huntington Beach. Weird thing, I didn't see you guys on the scope, but he spotted it. Am I tuned into you, Greg?
Perfect. 144, 250. But when I was on, actually, you know what? I was off a little bit on 270.
Because, why I'm asking is I'm straight up 252, and you sound right on. So that's cool that we're right. Not that it really matters, but it's cool that we're lining up.
Yeah, I'm at 250.15.
Of course you need to be off.
Always off.
Yeah, so Curtis, when we were up there several of minutes ago on the first time you went to D-Star, I wasn't doing it right, so that's why you couldn't hear me.
Okay, yeah, you must have been like on the output of the repeater because Gabe, he didn't know. He figured you were just being normal, but I couldn't hear a thing.
Yeah, Andy said that I was like pegging the needle. Well, not pegging, but I was hitting it with an S9, and like Gabe was like just doing like an S3 or 4 or whatever. So I must have been doing simplex. See, what happened is like Gabe, he turned on my radio that Gabe had linked up that frequency to his thing. So I figured like, okay, it's linked, so I'm just going to go to Gabe's frequency. And I'm good to go. I'm still learning this stuff myself.
Yeah, he went to his repeater and he changed to a different reflector. That's why you probably wouldn't hear him on his repeater.
No, I heard him just fine, and I heard the radio say that he linked it, and so I figured like it's already linked, so I don't need to mess with linking it. And so I was hearing everybody, but I guess you just couldn't hear me.
So you can hear me too?
Yeah, I heard you just fine, and of course I heard Gabe. Gabe could hear me, and Andy could hear me.
Well, that's D-Star for you. There's so many different things you can get wrong, and evidently I have something wrong in my GPS settings, and it sounds like Gabe has something set wrong in his too, so we need to discover. And I don't know about Abe. Maybe he's got something messed up in his too. Greg, do you have yours set on DPRS for the transmit type?
I think so. I saw yours.
You saw my coordinates, my GPS?
Yes, I did.
Oh man, that just makes it. Well, I'm glad because I could see yours too. I could not see, but the guy, the control operator on that one repeater, said that wasn't putting out any GPS coordinates. So I don't know.
I thought we saw zeros and 7,000 and change miles. Greg, did you see something different?
You know what? I was looking at their message. You are correct.
Okay, well then I have something in my radio that I do not have set correctly. And it's probably under the GPS menu. Oh, I'm smart.
Did you find it or something?
No, I didn't find what the problem is. All I know is I have manually programmed my GPS locations from where I am right here, but for some reason it's not transmitted it out.
Have you tried doing a simplex version back and forth?
Oh, I thought of that, but you guys, I don't know. I know I've talked to Fred before, simplex on D-Star, but I don't think I've ever talked to you or Greg or Keith. That would be a good idea, though.
Yeah, I'm just watching Greg go through his menus. Greg, you're on a different mode than we are as far as GPS goes, I think. I think you're on the NMEA or whatever. We're on DPRS, and I can't swear that that's correct or not, but that's what I saw online, which is why I copied that.
Well, it looks like he's not using DTRS, but the other...
I got to be honest with you. I'm just floating through menus. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, it looks good on camera.
It almost looks like I know what I'm doing, huh?
Almost.
Until you throw your hands up in the air.
It's like me at work.
Well, it looks like the D-Star, or one of the D-Star simplex frequencies is 145670.
That's correct. You want to try it?
Sure, I'll go there.
Give me it again, 146. I think I have it in there. 146, 560?
14567. 14567.
That's right. Let's give it a shot.
K6BE, Andy and Norco listening.
K6EGG in Chino listening.
My mic might have been a little hot there. Is my audio all right?
Right when I tuned to it, it was a little loud, but I hear you just perfectly fine.
See if any of the other guys make it up here.
K6EGG.
They just had a robotic voice say your call letters.
So does it say, oh, this one wouldn't. Hang on. You out there?
Who was that said you out there?
Steve. I set up my coordinates today, now they're erased, so I'm going to have to go back in there, but I'm not going to do it this second.
Yeah, we got to get your message on so we know who you are, too.
Do that also. I don't know why it's erased now, because I put that in there this morning.
I think it's time to throw your hands up in the air.
Tell you this radio, I don't know. No, I just got to learn how to use it.
I'll tell you what, talking to all you guys on this is a lot easier on my ears wearing the headphones and listening to static for 5 hours.
I bet. Let's see if this one shows up on the screen. I'm going to bucket mouth for just a quick second here and see. Oh, there it is. See, 58 miles. That's weird.
And does mine show up at all?
Give me a little more audio.
AJ6BE.
Me, Keith, WA6QXA needs more audio, meaning more modulation, or just talk longer? Talk a little longer. Yeah, I'm not seeing any GPS from you, Keith, and in no location at all. Audrey, yeah, like I said, I put it on this morning, so why it's not up there anymore. I did it just today. So I'll have to go back in there and do it, but I'm not going to do it this second.
All right, I'm going to kind of rag chew here. This is Greg, K6EGG from the city of Chino. Hopefully this will work here.
Coming through. K6N. Was that AJ60 there?
AJ6EGG.
Curtis, I think I heard you in there. Try it again. Maybe not. I don't have the better antenna on this radio, unfortunately.
So, Andy, real quick, just to let you know, about 50% of the time when you key up, I hear your call letters like the computer voice or whatever.
Yeah, there's a setting on there where it will automatically announce it if you don't shut it off. It follows me everywhere.
Do I have to turn it off on my end, or do you have to turn it off?
You do it, receive setting.
Oh boy, I can't even get my transmit settings right. So if anybody wants to jump in here that's watching on YouTube, feel free, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Are you hearing Curtis okay? This is WA6QXA.
I am not hearing Curtis at all.
Okay, because you've been stepping on a little bit, so that's why I asked. Yeah, Curtis, Keith here. I hear you loud and clear also. That makes me feel good. Because Fred thinks I have a lousy station.
I can't hear Curtis at all.
I don't know if you heard, but he and I kind of went at it a little bit yesterday. Because I just say, man, you sound like a broken record, Fred. You gotta cool it, would you? Because you're taking the fun out of the hobby. But he and I talked today. We kissed and made up, so it's all good.
Oh boy, we have repeater drama, and we're not even on a repeater. On another note, I got to figure out how I'm going to get my settings right, because I hear Andy's little, I don't know what that thing is, pop up, like his digital, like his call letters and stuff. But nobody else I hear.
Yeah, like you said, Curtis, he has a big heart, and he just wants the best for all of us. So I totally get it. That's just Fred. He's a good guy. K6EGG here. Are you guys hearing me? Greg, you hearing me?
I'm hearing you. The only person I'm not hearing is Curtis, unfortunately.
Everybody's having trouble hearing each other. Are we done with this experiment, or do we still hang out here? No, let's QSY back.
AJ6EE.
When are you coming back?
This is WA62XA, Keith, Long Beach monitoring.
And AJ6BE.
This is K6 monitoring.
I am always monitoring. AJ60.
This is N6JJI. I'm just listening.
Just refuse to monitor, don't you?
I am the frequency monitor.
The official sandbagger.
I am. And usually, I probably wouldn't have said anything tonight until you guys mentioned it. And so I had to, my conscience was, telling me, you got to key the microphone and say something.
That's very true. So, Andy, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we haven't tried you on 432, have we?
I don't really have a good antenna for that. I mean, the tri-bander's up, but it's not up very high. As soon as I get the beams hooked back up, which hopefully it'll be by next week, I'll have a better solution for that. But yeah, I've been on it, but not since I've got the half-inch hardline installed.
Well, you want to try it at just for grins and giggles at 432, 250, over?
Sure, I'll try it on the little tri-bander. We'll see how it does.
All right, N6JJI, do it right.
This has been a night of testing. Pretty cool. WA62XA. So we're all over the place.
To be our frequency of choice, then we jump on something else. It's K6N.
And I think I'm going to hop into the rain locker and maybe get into bed after that. I'm going to leave the stream up for probably another half hour or so, let you guys be able to listen to your guys yourselves as long as I can before I head to sleep. So just want to say thanks again for your help there, Gabe, and Keith and everybody, Andy, AJ60, Curtis. I think you guys are all on another frequency or something like that. But take care. Have a good evening. This is Greg, K6EGG.
Anybody else watching the stream, I'm keeping it going, so just keep watching.
I think you got an early day tomorrow, so maybe we'll see you a little later tomorrow. Afternoon, evening, bozo night tomorrow night too. So 73, WA62XA side.
Yeah, good evening, Greg. Thanks for everything. K6N. Hey, Keith, you want to try and go to 14567? Because I reloaded my 9700 previous memory settings. So I want to see if you received my my GPS coordinates.
Okay, we're just going to simplex, right? Because I'm going to be on the 9700 if so.
Yeah, that's right. Just 14567 simplex.
Okay, QSY, WA62XA.
Hey, Keith. Hey, Gabe. AA6IO. I'm just trying to work this conscience here. All right, talk to you guys later. See you, Tim.
You need some, this is WA62XA DO3, is that right? If you need for points, DMO3, WA62XA.
Okay, WA6QXA. A6IO, DM03. Thanks.
Yeah,
You need more points?
Maybe still out there?
You need more points?
Yeah, Fred will give you some points too.
I'm sure he will. KN6OS, AA6IO, DM03. Thanks, Fred.
I got a weak copy on you. K6 West, Delta Mike 03XU. Weak copy.
Yeah, weak copy. What, 50 over 9?
Yeah, and K06 and DM03, AA6IO. Yeah, the other station was really in the noise, so I hope you were finished with them. K06N clear.
Yeah, K06N gave AA6IO. DM03, thanks. Yeah, KN6OS, I can't hear him at all. He's way down.
I know, I'll work on it. I'll put it on the amplifier.
You better put some more ground wires.
I will. I'll get the bicycle out. Oh, did you ever make your backpack yet?
No, I've been busy with my sister. I've got a sister who's been in the hospital now in a nursing home. 4 years dealing with her knees and running up here to LA a little bit. My grandson has been sick, and I got other things in my mind than making backpacks right now.
Yeah, I did some more experimenting. What I found out was the 7-foot radios on a backpack work better. When you see the backpack, that was 3-footers. Now put 7-footers in. They work a lot better.
Okay, very good, Fred. All right, I'm going to go back down. I don't hear much going on in the contest on FM. It sounds like not much going on. I was on 6-meter FT8. There was some stuff this afternoon, but it doesn't sound like a whole lot.
There were probably more here, huh?
Yeah, probably. I'll see you later. I'm going to go down to the FM a while, see what I can work down there. AA6I, I'll talk to you a little later.
73, scan 6 West. Frequency's clear.
Who said?
AA6 India Oscar.
AJ60, howdy everybody.
Hey, howdy, AJ60. Can you give me, just for this contest here, give me your grid square?
Well, absolutely. I am Delta Mike 14. Delta Mike 14 in Apple Valley.
Yeah, thanks a lot there. AA6 India Oscar, Steve. I'm Delta Mike 03. Delta Mike 03. Trying to make a few points in this contest. I don't know why. I hope you're doing well out there.
Oh, yeah, we're doing good. Got up about 98 degrees today, which isn't too bad. And, yeah, I gave some people some points. It didn't sound like it was as busy as it was last year, but it's still fun.
Yeah, I haven't heard much on FM here. I was on 6-meter FT8 earlier this afternoon. I worked about 15 stations. And, yeah, it doesn't sound like it. Well, none of these, amateur bands aren't as, well, I don't know. I usually it is pretty crowded in the VHF contest. I'm not going for any big scores or anything like that. But listen, I'll let you talk to Fred there about a 7-foot backpack. I'll be on a little bit later. AA6IO, have a good one out there.
AA6IO, you want another one? Alpha Juliet 6 Bravo Echo Delta Mike 13.
Alpha Juliet 6 Bravo Echo Mike 13. This is AA6IO DM03.
Roger, roger. Good luck.
Thanks a lot. Where are you at?
Norco.
Yeah, pretty good signal here in Sweden. Take care.
7-3.
AA6IO and 6JJI. We're 5 and 9 here in the city of Long Beach and Delta Mike 03, over.
A6JJI. Thank you. You're 5-9. Delta Mike 03. Here in Sweden. Good signal. Name is Steve.
Team here's Alex Alpha Lima Echo X-ray. And yeah, you good signal here too. 5 and 9.
Okay, have a good one. We'll talk a little bit later. Well, I got more here than I got on FM. I didn't hear much on FM at all on this simplex frequency. Maybe I should just stay here and talk to Fred.
Well, maybe you should.
He draws the crowd.
Yeah.
Fred is the life of the party.
There you go. There's old Curtis up there in the high desert in Apple Valley.
Fred, why are you so weak here? You're only like, a quarter mile away? Yeah, you're about a half a mile away. You're only about 45 over 9 right now.
Well, that's because I'm on my home-brewed walkie-talkie I got there from Heathkit.
Yeah, I want to see my radio start smoking.
Yeah, all the bunch on here, they're pretty loud stations out here because we've been peaking and tweaking here for the last 6 months.
Yeah, I know. You guys gotten together yet? You and Don, when the other guys were talking to get together with Ward and all those guys?
Yeah, we're talking about it. We were talking a little bit about it today. What we'd like to do, we don't know if it's possible, but we like to do, we like to give away a sideband radio, have a little raffle for it. So we're trying to think where the raffle ticket's going to be at, a $20 raffle ticket or a $25 raffle ticket or a $50 raffle ticket, It depends how many people shows up where I set the raffle thing at. We're just throwing it up in the air. We don't have to have it, but it'd be nice to have a get-together and give away a 2-meter sideband because everybody here is on sideband.
Yeah, well, you can start little. You can just get together and meet. You can always go meet somewhere. We talked about this a while ago, Fred. I mean, that can always happen later, too. Start small. Just not a big deal. We're all in the same area, Long Beach, Cerritos, La Palma. What we got out there in Apple Valley, I know, and up in Hesperia, and, but for the most part, just a bunch of guys get together and meet, and maybe a couple of women.
Okay. Where I get them from Vegas?
Well, you got your wife. I got my wife. She's a ham. Yeah, I was talking to DUO about this the other day. We were talking. So, yeah, let's do it. I haven't been up here much. I've been busy with some family issues here the last couple of weeks. But anyway, thanks to everybody out there. JJI, AJ6EGG, AJ60, QXA, KN6OS, K06N for the points here. I'll let you guys talk here. I'll probably be back here soon if I can't find myself.
No, it's free frequency. Come back anytime. We enjoy everybody coming and talking around table here. That's what this is all about, testing, antenna testing. And he's probably got more points here than FM. That's funny. K6 West.
Yeah, well, all I hear from you, Fred, is radio testing, radio and ground testing.
Comment?
Oh, I do microphone testing too. I was doing that the other day. You missed out on that one.
Comment?
Yeah, there's a comment out there, AA6IO.
This is Greg, K6EGG. If you want to get another point there, I'm out, I think it's Chinos. I think it's DM 13 or 14, something like that.
Yeah, Greg, what's your call? K6 Echo Golf Golf?
That's affirmative, sir.
Yeah, okay. God, make me sound old. Well, I guess maybe I am. 72. I'm still younger than Fred. Greg out there, K6EGG. I think they're the one who runs the YouTube website that maybe we're on right now. Anyway, you're DMO3. DMO3, Greg. Thanks.
Copy that, and it's affirmative on the YouTube page, and you're on right now. I'm just kind of leaving it on as I'm getting ready for bed there. So take care and good luck on your contest, and everybody on frequency have a good night again. K6EGG, now clear.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, we're celebrities on here. Yeah, I listen to your net a little bit on, I listen mostly on 250 here, but yeah, it's a nice setup you got there running on YouTube. That's a neat thing. Thanks for doing that. AA6IO.
AA6IO, when I met you a couple weeks ago, those other guys I met in the coffee shop,
7-3, Craig. Have a good night.
Man?
Yeah, one guy who's got his extra class license, and the only thing he's ever gotten on is a repeater once a week for a net. That's it. He's got his Anytone 878, never been on DMR. Just checked in on our local Cerritos net. other guy, not too much sideband. You were talking to guys there who are not particularly active. They like to do VE testing, but they don't get on much.
Oh, okay. That's what they like to do. They like to do the testing, huh?
Yeah, I don't mind the testing, but I like to operate. After 58 years now, I know it's not quite as long as you, Fred, but 58 years, it's hard to believe, and I still really enjoy this hobby.
Oh, I do too. I very enjoy it. Meet a lot of people. Always working with Alex over the years, doing antenna testing and this and that. A lot of fun building and designing and fabricating, and a lot of fun. It's just more just talking on the radio.
Oh, absolutely. But it is fun to talk on the radio too. It's fun to talk on the radio and have the camaraderie. But that's right. I mean, there's a lot of technical stuff involved, obviously, and most of the guys you talk to, especially the ones that are going to bother to get up here on sideband, on a or on simplex, they're going to have something going. So it's got my interest. I always thought I'd go into broadcast engineering or something like that. That's a whole different course in life. But I'm glad it's been a good hobby.
Well, if you notice, a lot of the stations here, about 90% of them, they all got good, clean signals, good, clean audio. Probably a lot different than 40 years ago. Everybody got their audios all super, super clean. You probably noticed that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Is that your doing? Is that because of you? What? They didn't have clean audio before?
Well, it was clean. We made them cleaner. Alex helped me, and we did this together and showed them. A lot of people did their own work, but we told them what to look for and what to do, and they were working on their stations.
Yeah, I forgot which one. Who's Alex? JJI or K6EGG? I forgot, but I hear Alex's name pop up quite a bit. Alex, are you still out there? I hear your name quite a bit, but I don't think we've met before. AA6IO?
AA6IO and 6JJI. The name's Alex, and just look at QRZ.com. You see a bunch of antennas I made, including the moon bounce array up in the corner. If you just click on that, those are all handmade with special fixtures and jigs. Over.
Okay, I'll take a look at that, Alex. That's 6JJI, AA6IO. Yeah, my name is Steve. I'm up here in Cerritos. I'm just north of Fred here. I'm up near Carmenita and Artesia. Right where the airplane crashed. Just about 300 yards away from where the plane came down back in 1986. And started ham radio back in 62, age of 72 here. I'm a retired medical doctor. And a little bit more time for ham radio now. My grandkids, they all live in this area here. My wife's a ham, daughter's a ham, and but they're not active. So anyway, Alex, nice to meet you, famous Alex. I'll have to look up your website here, QRZ site. N6JJI, AA6IO.
AA6IO and 6JJI. Well, I started back in 1966 and to pass the electronics class at Perry Junior High School in Gardena, California, you had to get your ham license, and it was WN6 PLU in 1966. I'm 70 now, 70. I'll be 71 in November. Okay, nice to meet you. Now we know who you are. Let's go say 73. Number 6, Juliet.
Okay, Alex, very good. Yeah. Where do you live? Where are you? Are you in Long Beach?
DCUR, Long Beach, California, right over near City College.
Oh, okay. So, what cross streets? Are you like right over there at Carson and Clark?
Yeah, that's right. It's walking distance.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, my daughter's father-in-law, the other grandpa here, used to have a cigar store there called Lowe's Cigar Store. It was right over there, and on the corner there, next to the subway over there. I grew up in Long Beach, North Long Beach County, near Downey and Poppy Street. Then I went down to San Diego. I got my first license in junior high school also. Same thing. Electronics class. I was in the 8th grade down in Chula Vista. My original car was WN6 Denmark Quebec X-ray. That was K6EGG for a long time. And I got this extra call back in 1982 or 83. 5-letter call, but 886IO. It's a CW's call, so I never tried it for anything else.
Okay, well, QSL. That was North Way. I remember the tobacco shop there. Right next to the subway. That's North Way. If you came on Carson, you make a little right there at the diagonal.
Yeah, that's my daughter's father-in-law. We got the same grandkids. I got their own daughter. And three grandkids. They live in Lakewood as well. And that's, I see him, family of his. That's father-in-law. All right, talk to you later, Alex. Nice to meet you. M6JJI and Long Beach A86IO. Right near Artesia and Carmenita.
Adios, amigo.
Oh, jumping out, guys. 7-3s all the way around. AJ6BE, Andy and Norco. Good night.
All right, Andy, and I'm going to do the same. 73, everybody. This is WA6QXA. We're going to call it a night.
And me too, AJ60. Going to go do something else. Oh, by the way, Fred, I actually bought a Heath Kit 2-meter walkie-talkie, and I put it together, and it actually worked. I think it was like 4 channels, something like that. It was the hardest Heath Kit I ever put together. I put a lot of different stuff. That was the hardest one. I don't ever want to do that again. But anyway, 73s. Good night, everybody. AJ60.
Good night, N6JJ.
AJ60. Your name's Curtis out there. Is that right, Curtis?
That is correct.
Yeah, you're louder than usual. I mean, you're always loud here, but you're 5 and 9, and you got a nice signal here.
Well, you are also 5, bouncing between a 5.7, 5.9, very good signal.
Yeah, I'm running a FT9918 here. If you watch it right now, and you got a 2-meter 440. Vertical antenna's been up on the roof here for about 42 years. 42 years. Hard to believe. All right, take care. Talk to you later, Steve. A86IO. Have a good weekend.
Okay, Steve. Yeah, your antenna's about as old as I've been in ham radio. I got mine in 1978, so it's about 43 years. Not as long as you have. Anyway, good night, A86IO, AJ60.
Yeah, take care. Yeah, I moved into this house here in Suite of 78 during my residency at the VA hospital in Long Beach in UC Irvine, medical residency. Thought I'd be here for a couple of years. It's been 42 years. I'm not going anywhere. House has been paid off since 1996. Grandkids live about a mile and a half away. So I think I'm here for the duration. A86IO, take care.
K6IO, KN6. I got a question on the 991 Alpha. When you're on HF with that radio, and you got the preamp 1 and preamp 2 in there, when you shift those preamps off, can you still hear the radio? Mine don't work that way.
Not really, not well. I'll tell you, I don't do a whole lot of sideband spread on HF. I had never done that much. It's always been CW in the last year or so. It's been FT8. No, I will say it's a 991, unless you turn the pre-selector on. Unless you turn the pre-selector, the preamp on, the signals are not very strong.
Right, that's what I thought. Can you hear anybody? Well, you turn the volume way up, you can barely hear them. I thought something was wrong in my radio, so that's normal, right?
Well, I don't know that it's normal. I
I don't think it's normal, but I know with other radios I've had, I mean, over the years, I've used a Flex 5000. More recently, in the last 2 years, Flex 5000, Icom 746 Pro. I had a TS590SG that I used, and the signals are louder on those radios.
Yeah, mine too. Mine are louder on all my other radios except for that 991 Alpha. I have to run the preamp 1 or 2 to hear anybody on it. Okay. Because I thought I blew something up on the receive from the other radio transmitting. Yeah, because all my other radios got a lot hotter receives, with no preamp on at all. I can hear everybody, but this particular radio, you got to turn preamp 1 or 2, or preamp 1 or 2 on to just hear anybody, unless they're right out my door, Anyway, thanks. I feel better about it because I was going to send it back to Yasu, Kansas 6 West.
Yeah, it's a good radio. I mean, I use it. I like the 991. I mean, frankly, it's not the best HF radio I've used. I like the 746. I like that. I like the TS590SG better when I'm operating CW. But I use this a lot because it has the 2 meter and 440, and I can get on sideband with it. So I tend to use it. But I've never been, ever since I used to have a Yagi antenna when I was a kid down in San Diego. I worked a lot of stuff back down there. And I mostly work CW now. It's mostly FT8. I mean, when I get on, you don't hear a whole lot of CW or sideband anymore. As far as I can tell on HF, unless there's a contest going on. There could be no one on CW and no one on sideband, and you're looking down on 14074 or 21074, the FT8 frequency, and, it's all kinds of stuff. So, kind of taking over things. But since I've been here in this house over here on Lake Street, in Cerritos here, all I've had up is a vertical antenna. I never had anything more than that 6-track R8 vertical. Occasionally I used to run a SG220 amplifier, last 20 years, 6 and 100 watts. And so I tend to work CW.
Do you know Ed over there, AA6TX, I think his call is, over there in Garden Grove?
I've heard of him. I don't know him. I mean, not a friend of mine. I know who he is, I think.
Yeah, because he works with a lot of CW too. I was talking to him a couple months ago, and he said same thing. You hardly anybody there, and then some of the other guys that are out there, he said they're real super fast. Maybe they're putting it on their keyboard. I don't know. That's what he said.
Oh yeah, that's what they're doing. I'm not an old. I don't know. Maybe we're all old folks at our age, but. Okay, I understand why they did away with the CW portion of the test. But, when I started, when you started, everyone had orange CW. And if that was active, you listened day and night, it was CW. 40 meters, 20 meters, back in the 60s, all the bands were wide open. And even now, I've worked over 110 countries just on FT8. In the last 6 or 8 months, throughout the different bands on 6, on 6 just a little bit obviously, but on 10, 12 has been open, 15 certainly, 17 has been open all night long on a couple of occasions, 20 has been open all night long on a couple of occasions, and you go down on CW, maybe you hear 1 or 2 people, you go on sideband, maybe you hear 1 or 2 people, and I think with the FT8 or with the advent of all these digital protocols, there's not much incentive. There are some people doing it, but there's not a whole lot of incentive to learn CW if it wasn't required to get your license.
Yeah, well, FT8, that to me, that's, I don't know, some people like it to get a bang out of it. I can't see the enjoyment out of that. You get on a keyboard, you type in, blah, 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 you get a call, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I did a lot of slow scan television. I like that. You get to talk to people, send pictures, and you gotta have a real good clean station RFI to send good clean pictures, and you gotta work at it to do this. But then now you get on the keyboard with a computer. It's too computer control. I really don't care for it. I don't even have it hooked up. I don't know anything about FT8. I know Don over there runs FT8, K6OS.
Yeah, Don and I have known each other for about 20 years. He's in the Optimist Club here in Cerritos. I'm in the Rotary Club. I've been a member of the Artesia Cerritos Rotary Club for about 27 years now. And past president back in the 2004, 2005. I know Don from way back, and I think he's getting more active too lately, well, in the last few years. But, yeah, I like FT8, but, you know, it gets old after a while, and, well, everything gets old, but, you know, I mean, you can work stuff. I mean, I've worked into Central Asia. I've worked into Oman, you know, into the Persian Gulf with 100 watts and a vertical antenna. I'm not going to do that on sideband with 100 watts and a vertical antenna, but, you know, listen, different things for different folks. I will say, I think I told you this, Fred, one thing I've never done, I've never gotten involved with. I'm sure it's fascinating, but I've never done it. Two things, I've never done satellite, and I've never done any kind of TV, slow scan TV or other.
Well, good. That's a lot of fun. Well, a couple weeks ago, me and Warren, we were talking in Japan. I only got 100 watts. I work in Japan all the time on 100 watts.
Oh, well, yeah, you're talking. Well, yeah, I work in Japan on 100 watts too. I'm talking about, I can talk to Japan. I can talk to Australia. But I'm talking about DX for us, like, you know, into Central Europe, up into the, you know, UL7s up in Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, that stuff. Japan, I mean, let's face it, well, we are on the West Coast, and it's the same thing for people on the East Coast with regard to Europe. I mean, you know, you can hang out probably a 28-foot piece of spaghetti, and with 100 watts, you got a good chance of talking to Japan.